Is this gonna end up being the worst podcast ever?
It could be the best one too. I mean, because it could be just the one that it was the most laid back, non-structured. Who gives two shits?
There you go.
You know what I mean? It could be one of those
that's
podcasts.
What we'll call it. That's, who gives two shits?
Dude, my bad. I was late, man. I was making these freaking dumplings, and let me tell you how I was so excited that I'm doing this, and then halfway through, I was like, "Oh my god, what did I get myself into?" This is not. It's not easy to make, dude. It's backbreaking work. Oh my god, yes.
But you've done food that have taken 12 hours to prepare. So
yeah, but see those 12 hours,
a lot of that is stop you.
A lot of the that 12-hour thing you're referring to, a lot of that was just letting it boil. You know what I mean? It's like, and then at hour 6, I'll get up and start, prepping something because I need to start it now. You know what I mean? And then I'll come back at hour 3, and I'll come back at hour 2. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of hands off, just letting it boil. You know what I mean? So this is not hands off. This is, you're constantly having to do something, and you got to create the dough. You know what I mean? You got to you got to take the ground pork, and then you got to take the shrimp. You got to devein them. You got to chop them up real nice, and then mix them two together, and then put the seasoning in, and it has to marinate. And
can I do curbside pickup for your food? or at the very least, you know what? Just leave it at the front door, and then I'll come in and I'll grab it. We'll maintain the proper social distancing.
Proper, exactly. Yeah. And then on top of that, I my mistake was this. I was like, well, it's just dumplings, right? What else am I gonna make with it? You gotta have something with it. You can't just have dumplings. And so I started going,
couldn't they look like that? Did they look like the picture? Hell yeah.
Well, that's the deal. Is like, well, let's just have something, right? And so I made a soup, and then I ended up getting some bok choy going, all this stuff. I did all that stuff, and let me tell you, the dumplings alone, I couldn't even finish the plate of dumplings. I was like, man, these things are filling. It was like, wow. So I was like, I did not need all these sides. That was the other thing that kept throwing me off on my time was the sides. It's like, okay, I gotta get back, make sure, or whatever, and then, oh my god, so much work.
So those are Chinese empanadillas.
Yeah.
Empanadas. Look at that.
Yeah,
you gotta see. First of all, kudos on the photography and the lighting of this picture. It looks like you were definitely prepping this for like Instagram.
I do that. I take a picture of everything I do. I don't always post everything I make, but I take a picture of everything I make. I'm like, maybe I'll post it. Maybe I'll post it later. And then when I do, yes, I am touching it up. You know what I mean? It's like this can't be some found footage looking thing. You know what I mean? This has to be. This has to be,
that's what you're photoshopping, and you're like.
I mean, to an extent, you don't want to. It can't be fake either. It has to be, up to snuff.
I'll be putting the only plate that I can make, breaded chicken, no filter. It'll be just like there.
Just sitting there on a plate by itself.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is hilarious. Well, welcome, guys.
Whoa.
This is Arnaldo. It is happening. Fuck it. Let's just go with it. This is Arnaldo, a.k.a. Mad Dog, and this is The Real, and I assure you, The Real, 218, episode 218 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast.
Hold on, let me just check in here. We're synchronized on it.
Yes, please.
Yep, confirm. It is that episode, so it deserves the GG of the Friday Eve. No, the real Friday. See, now I'm on the day. Yeah. On the Friday
Eve.
Get the hell out of here.
It's my Sunday, technically, because I work tomorrow, and I've been off yesterday and today. So
that's right. Yeah, wait, but you don't work on Sunday, right?
No. The real Sunday I do not work on. No.
Okay, so the real Sunday, as opposed to
the Sunday
God's
itself.
Day, you don't work, but
I don't work God's Day. No, I do not.
You don't keep the Sabbath. That one you have to work it.
I don't know. I don't even know
work
what I thought Sabbath was on a Saturday.
That's what it is. You work.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, I don't keep the Sabbath. No. You're absolutely right. That voice,
heathen.
That voice, of course, calling me a heathen is Mr. Dream Twister, aka David Santos, aka
the biggest Gentile you will know. I don't even know what I said, so I apologize if I offended anybody. I don't know.
No, Gentile,
I don't know religious terms.
Well, I guess people can correct us. I mean, we're not in any way trying to be insensitive or like that. But my always thought was, if you had Jews and Gentiles, right? So if you were Jewish, you were Jewish. If you were not, you fell under a Gentile. So
that's right. Yeah.
I think you nailed it, and I think and hey, shout out to all the Jews too. we're not being uninclusive to them too.
This is how we know this is a bad podcast already. Can you? Can you choose to be Jew, or is that is that?
I don't know, because I've always thought that Jewish to me has always been like two things, right? It was a religion and a people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So I know my stepfather. He is Jewish. He's Puerto Rican, but he is Jewish in the sense that he follows the Jewish religion. You know what I mean?
Religion, right.
You can choose to get baptized into a Jewish religion.
That's right.
To accept that
that's the way. That's the way I'm seeing it. Yes, that's the way I was thinking about it. Yes, I get confused on sometimes. Welcome to the spiritual podcast, brothers and sisters, GG brethren.
In these dark times, we all have to come together and
yes, you may be seated now.
Yeah,
we're gonna read from the book of Highlight or
Highlights. Oh my God,
The Adventures of Lolo. Which I was just reminded.
Wizard magazine. We're gonna read out a Wizard magazine.
There you go. A Nintendo Power.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
We're gonna study world. I'll turn to chapter world 1.2. I mean world 1.2. Yes, that's what we're gonna see. Oh, Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, that's great. That is great.
Yes.
Oh man, it has been quite the week, and I have really, really been looking forward to this episode. First off, unfortunately, Mr. Chaos Reaper can't join us today. Excuse me. He's having to work. So hey, shout out to Chaos. We'll see you on the next episode. So it's just going to be a 2-man show, and because of that, we decided to do Fireside Chat. I posted it regarding the future of E3, but I feel we can have a few topics. There is one particular topic I did also want to come up with, and if there's time, I'll bring it up. Excuse me, jeez, those damn dumplings, my God! So
they get you. They get you. Yeah,
they get you right here in the back of your throat. If this is your first time listening to the show, I assure you most of the episodes are not like this, but they're all fun.
This is special.
Yeah, this is definitely special. But what I would like you to do, if you can, before anything else, is go to goodgame.rocks, and that takes you right to our Facebook group. Join the conversation there. And, of course, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. What we normally do is first we go into what we have been up to, move on into various news items, and then finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic. As I mentioned, the Fireside Chat for the future of E3. Lately, I don't know if you've noticed, there has been continuous announcements, shows, live streams, all this happening, and they're all spread out. You know what I mean? It's not. Yeah. It's like we know that if you follow a particular schedule, which either IGN or if you Summer Games Fest, any of those, they all have a schedule of what's coming up, what's the next thing that's going to happen, and it's suddenly, it calls into question. It's like, well, this is actually kind of working. Everybody has their moment to shine for a day, or maybe half a day, and you have a moment to kind of debrief on those announcements throughout the week, and then the next week has its own, a whole big thing. And it's like before it was all combined into this one week, and it's like, well, is that the future? Do we even need that anymore? It's proving that we may not, so
yeah, it's been almost like the E3 was contained into like this bubble, and suddenly now the bubble burst, and now the content has been spread everywhere,
yeah, exactly.
We all know the bubbles have stuff inside apparently, and it bursts.
Yeah, not just air.
Not just air,
candies, or something in there.
Oh, there you go. That's the bubble I was thinking about. Yes. You're thinking about piñata, sir.
Oh, you're right. Those weren't. They've been balloons. I feel like there was balloons with stuff in it.
I feel like this year, COVID has been the stick that hit the E3 piñata, and this person has destroyed it and has dispersed
spread it out everywhere. Yeah,
and now we're like crazy children just jumping on top of one another, just trying to grab the candy.
Yeah,
the good candy.
That's a very that's a very apt description. I like that. Very good.
we'll roll with that.
Sense. Yeah. I feel like I can see a political cartoon regarding that. You know what I mean? There's one of the political comic strip cartoons about how COVID destroyed E3. And
it'll be on the Monday. On the Monday's edition of the New Yorker.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, let's start with what we have been up to, sir. What have you been doing, bro?
Me, dude, I've just been watching a lot of Friends. I don't know,
what season are you up to now?
I am in season 6 actually, and if I have not explained, myself, or people wondering what the hell I'm watching Friends. First of all, shut up. Friends is it was a great show from the 90s, and deal with it. But my wife has never seen it, so it's incredible the amount of enjoyment that I get from seeing her laugh at the at the things that happen, and those moments, those good moments in the series where you're like, you already know them by heart, because we're talking about a 30-year-old freaking show, and you're still like, oh my goodness, she doesn't even know. Like, my wife doesn't even know yet. Just wait for it.
There's a certain joy of watching something with someone that you've seen that you know is good, and just your expectation on their reaction of it. You know what I mean? There's just something
like you're reliving it. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You're reliving it for the first time, because you're almost borrowing their reaction to
yes.
It. And
absolutely. The moment that she goes, what? And I'm like, yeah, I know.
I know.
No, it's been great. But I was getting worried because it was coming in the middle of the week, and I hadn't played anything. I'm like, well, shit, I need to play. I need to try something for the podcast, So
just for if only just for the
podcast. Not for any fun of mine. No, it's just for the podcast.
Not for enjoyment. Before we move on to what you have been playing, sir, I just want to throw in there that when you reach the end of Friends, if I can make a request to put How I Met Your Mother on the docket,
that was one of the shows that I started watching when me and my wife were going out, and remember she used to have that little apartment that I would be, and we'll be, for a few nights we'll be watching How I Met Your Mother. I don't know what happened. It's like suddenly it kind of like it petered out at one point, and we never kept on with it. But I was having a good time. Yes. Maybe I need to pick it up again.
Do it. Just the way you're watching this now, with it, just roll into it. Just get to the end of the thing. It's just like, honey, it's not over yet. It's not over yet, because there's an alternate reality where these characters exist over here, and we need to keep watching them there. Whatever you got to do to just roll with it. You know what I mean? All right, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. So I should mention actually, even though uh, there's this E3 I was gonna say, sorry, this summer sale, Steam summer sale, has come up with some very good titles to grab, very good deals to grab on a few titles, and I was so happy that I was able to not just grab a couple games I was interested into like the Halo, the Master Chief Collection on PC, BattleTech, uh, of Faris, which remember we were talking about it the other day.
Whoa! Yes.
Dude,
Okay.
I picked that game for $12. That's amazing.
How much is it normally? 20?
20, I think it's 25.
The no, really? I think I only
Yeah,
paid 20 for it. So yeah.
maybe, yeah, but no, I think the normal price is 25. But I also picked Headlander for like $6. And I'm like, hell
Yes,
yeah!
that's what I'm
So
talking about.
I got
Yes,
it. I got it there. I got it there.
nice.
I also picked up another one, which I started playing it, and I gotta say, this might be an Ronaldo joint,
Oh,
but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. So I'll go ahead and say it. Outer Wilds. I started playing
oh,
Outer
okay, yeah,
Wilds.
okay.
Uh, and for those that don't know, Outer Wild is a very interesting particular game. It's a game by Annapurna Interactive, which
Oh, of
you
course.
see Annapurna, that you
Yeah,
already, that's
yeah.
enough. That's
That's
Mrs.
yeah.
Martin. I think he has stock in the company if he doesn't own it. Annapurna Interactive. So you are playing this. It's almost like an alien race. I mean, it's alien
Hmm.
to you, the player. In the world, you're just you. And it's how can I put this? So they are interstellar in the sense that they have their own um, space program,
Hmm.
but it's not a space program in the sense that you would think like like the Curb. What's the name of that? Kerber space
Oh,
something. Uh,
are you talking
what's
about
the name?
the weird thing with the little
Yeah.
the rocket program or something? I think you're talking
Yeah,
about yeah, Kerbal Space
Kerber
Program.
space. Kerbal,
Yeah.
yeah, Kerbal space program. There you go.
Hmm.
That tries to mimic it, make it look like it's almost like very NASA-ish, right?
Hmm.
Um, Outer Wilds, on the other hand, does it in a completely different and bizarre way that is kind of cool. So it's almost like they're building these ships out of like wood
Whoa.
and like yeah, like things that you find on the forest, basically. You go camping because evidently the tradition is before you go into before you blast off into space, you spend the night uh, camping among the stars, and you see them. There's a fire. They have a fire going, and they have the people there like roasting marshmallows, and it's kind of like it's very unlike a space program that you will think about because it doesn't look like it's almost like a Firewatch kind of thing, if I
Mm,
can describe it. But
okay.
there's the ship, and then you blast off into space, and the premise of the game, and this is not a spoiler because well it's in the trailer, but I almost felt like it's cool to find out by yourself. But if I don't mention it, you won't know if it's your thing or not. So should I mention
Mm.
it? Should I say what it is?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. I mean,
So basically, the thing is, evidently the world is ending, but you don't
okay.
know that when you wake up. Uh, you just You wake up, you look at the, when you open your eyes, which is how, you press it prompts you to press a button to wake up. You press a button, you wake up, you look at the sky, and you see like something in the air. You have no idea what's going on. It looks like a flicker. Could be an explosion, could be a star. You don't know. The thing is, it tells you to, it tells you, where to go and the people you need to talk to get the space, the launch codes, so you can, blast off into space. And you're talking, everybody's like, hey, today's your big day and this and that, and everything looks like very camaraderie, very close, very like a close knit group. It doesn't look anything like, hey, this person's about to just jump into space. It's almost like the world is jumping into space. It's hey, I'm gonna go around to another state, basically. That's almost the way they're seeing it. So it's almost like a road trip. So you blast off, into space, and then the game has a 20-minute clock. It doesn't show you that, but the thing is that in those 20 real minutes, the world ends. Right? Again, you don't know this, and also you might not get to the 20 minutes because you can die sooner, like it happened in my case the first time when I accidentally got trapped, I guess, into the magnetic field of the sun. And I just crashed against it.
Wow.
But the thing is that you die, either by running out the clock or by your own stupidity, and then the game starts again. Press A to wake up, and you wake up, and again you're seeing like the flashy thing in the sky. You have no idea what it is. You're awake, and you're like, wait, did I die? But evidently nobody recognizes that you have that. So it's almost like he's setting up a Groundhog Day situation. Where he keeps repeating.
Where if you die, you repeat. Yeah,
you're basically repeating the over and over. It's kind of like that. But the idea of it is that in a certain amount of time, you could explore. You could go explore any planet that you see around. The game doesn't hold your hand, doesn't tell you what to do. It's just like go at it, and then little by little, you're putting the pieces of the puzzle towards what I've been told, or what I've read actually, is a very an amazing payout. And that I love mysteries, and I know, and I love big reveals,
and a payoff. Yeah, I was gonna say,
and a payoff. Yeah. So I'm excited about about doing this, and I've died a couple times. Let me tell you, that part is cool. The art style is kind of it's kind of semi-cartoonish, if you could call it that. Actually, it's kind of cartoonish. It might not be cel shaded, but it's definitely cartoonish. It seems to have a nice sense of humor. Like the first time I went to the planet's moon, and I guess there was someone's grandfather was just there with a banjo, just like playing, just playing the. And he was just, living there in the moon. It's like, oh yeah, people don't come visit anymore. It's like a grudgy old man. But so it's very quirky and very fun on that part. The thing that I absolutely 100,000% fucking hate about the game.
Okay.
It's like, yes, this is the part, because of course it was too good to be true. It's the fucking controls, man. They are an absolute unmitigated disaster of a controller. Like, I almost don't want to play this game anymore, because
can you remap or anything, or no?
No, it's just the ship. Or maybe you can, but I don't feel it's the type of thing that is going to help, because it's not that you're confused of which buttons to press. It's not that, because the control layout is actually quite simple. It's controlling your ship is incredible. It's incredibly complex, in the sense that you have all degrees of movement. You can go forward, back, left, right, strafe, up, down, all that. And and it if you don't know exactly what each, because there's thrusters, right? In your space, you're controlling thrusters. So if you don't know what you're doing with your thrusters, you can just start going crazy. And when you start going crazy, uh you can hit something. And if you hit something, now you break, you could break your ship. Although and this thing was cool, you can actually step outside your ship, and spacewalk, and go to fix your ship basically from the outside. And it's pretty neat and all that. But then I did that, but because the controllers were so bad for me controlling my character, that suddenly I got separated from my ship,
Mm.
and now the gravitational pull of the planet pulled me in. So, and then it was a planet that was just pure water basically. So I fell into the ocean, and by the way, the planets are not like huge or anything like that. This is not, No Man's Sky. This is not, those type of games. No, no, this is just, each planet is almost like a Super Mario, the one with the round worlds. What was that
Yeah.
one called? Not Odyssey.
Not Odyssey.
Galaxy.
Jesus. Galaxy.
Yeah, like
Super
like
Mario
like Super
Galaxy
Mario
1 and
Galaxy
2.
levels. Yeah, yeah. Maybe bigger than that, because, like I said, you get pulled in and you fall in. So I fell into this ocean, and now, like, my thrusters, I know they're not gonna be enough to get me up there to my ship. Like I'm stranded. Like I'm here. I can't. There's no structures anywhere around. There's no way for me to teleport back to my ship. And somehow there's like this big creepy vortex or tornado thing, coming at me. And that's the part where I just had it. I was like, nope, I'm done. Click, turn off. Not playing anymore. I'm done.
so,
I'm
so this
done.
is not an Ornella joint, because I can already, if you're,
It would have been. It would have been. Honestly, I didn't want to. Everything was setting up to be like one of those games where that you were gonna find like very fantastical and very whimsical, and you were gonna enjoy it. But yeah, you will not stand the controllers. Like, you will
I
throw your
I
gamepad.
have been tempted many a times by that game. Then I watch gameplay and I watch and I hear, and I've read up and watched enough about it to kind of come to the conclusion, like, yeah, I don't think this is for me. So when you started mentioning it, I was just like, oh, maybe I missed something. Maybe
No,
I just
no, no.
had a
It's
wrong read.
exactly.
Okay.
I mean, like the thing of the world is interesting. It's this, space program that it's in the forest. Uh, it is cool, when you walk outside your ship, and you have to perform zero gravity repairs. It's kind of cool. The different places that you get to explore, and the mystery that you seem to be unraveling. it's
Hmm.
it's interesting enough. Not to mention, the end of the world event that happens every 20 minutes will have you trying to determine, okay, for this playthrough, I need to be efficient. I need to do this or that. But it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's not so punishing. It sounds like it's something very punishing. It sounds like, oh man, I'm gonna have to start from the beginning, this and that. But no, it's not that type of game. You're not progressing in the sense of, oh, I'm gonna have to. I'm starting from level one or anything like that, or I don't have this cool tool that I used to have. It's not that. It's not that. Honestly, it doesn't matter. When you wake up again, it's kind of cool because now you know more. Now you know more.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
But the
Yeah.
the controllers just murdered it. It's and I think they made it purposely like that for the controllers to be part of the the gameplay aspect, because it's a spaceship. Obviously, spaceships in zero gravity, they're gonna be kind of unwieldy and this and that. But I was not having fun at that point. I was just more frustrated that I was having fun, and to be honest with you, I just turned it off and booted Borderlands 3 and just kept playing
You
Borderlands
just
3
kept
the
playing
DLC. Yes. Borderlands 3, which is they release the latest DLC that it has. It's actually the reviews on it have been like phenomenal. Like people, the reviews in general are saying like, okay, this is the best that Borderlands has had to offer since. Well, this is not gonna mean anything to you since Borderlands 2, since Borderlands 2 story, but in the fact that it's kind of like the Wild West
Mhm.
meets samurais and it's a mixture of Wild West and feudal Japan almost, which sounds ridiculously cool when you think about it in perspectives. You're like, okay, I don't think I've heard about this particular mashup. That sounds cool.
Oh, Sukiyaki Western Django, sir.
Oh,
I've
there you
heard of
go.
it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So maybe there's a premise, or precedence. so so yeah, man. But then I decided to, if I'm gonna play the DLC, let me just enjoy it in the order that they've been coming out.
Mm.
Because I heard they're all right, and to be fair, I did enjoy some of the DLC that came out for it too. Even if I didn't play them all. So yeah, man, that's honestly those are the two, those are
Those
the
are the
two
two.
games that I've been playing.
Nice.
Otherwise, bro, though, oh man,
The potential is there. That's so sad.
oh man, why do you have to make
I
that
mean,
shit so weird?
I don't know. I mean, I mean, to be fair, $5 is an easy buy to anything. You know what I mean? So if it ever were to drop low enough, because I've bought several games that have, for whatever reason, gotten down that low. Inquisition, Dragon Age Inquisition.
Oh,
I bought that because
yes,
it was
you did.
$5, and I'm
You
like,
certainly did.
I will definitely get it at $5. You know, what I mean? I've thrown away $5 for dumb shit. You know what I mean? Why would I not just do this? Yeah. So
well, you spent $7. You spent $7 on Origins last week.
last week,
So
$7 on Origins. Yeah.
yeah.
I did end up getting the game that you had suggested for me. As I put it on, I can't think of the name now, but gosh, the Dark Souls light.
Yes.
Aspen.
I will find the Aspen. Yeah.
Aspen. Yeah. I ended up getting Aspen. Yeah. I got it.
Ashen.
Ashen. There you go.
Yeah.
Ashen.
Yeah.
I ended up getting it because I ended up getting like a $25 card or something like that. So I was like, all right, let me do that because it was $40. I was like, oh, okay, well, let me see how we can go around that. I had a $25 card. I was like, all right, I can pay 15. Done. You know what I mean? I'm in with that. So I have it now. It's actually already installed. I have not started yet, for the record. But that is really because I have been all in on The Last of Us 2. I'm going to premise.
Yes,
I'm going to start here by saying I'm not going to spoil anything story related. I won't talk about it. I won't. I will keep that all off the books. I will be discussing gameplay mechanics and stuff like that. But other than that, nothing story related. But excuse me. I don't know why I'm out of breath. No clue
it's
why.
Those dumplings, man. I'm telling you.
Those damn dumplings. Yeah, it's so filling. You know, I made 8. Like I can eat 8 dumplings. What the hell?
You made.
I got to 6.
Dumplings.
I was like, I can't no more. I can't.
Damn,
they are lead. That's what they are. Anyway, I am the last time I looked at the clock on the game, I'm around 25 hours in. So this is an investment in time for the record. Okay. I personally am not liking that it's taking this long. You know what I mean? It's like it's at this point with the original. The original took me, I think I remember the very first time was around 18 hours, and that was my first time playing it. Right? I played it to completion several times after that, and it's obviously much faster because now you know where you're going, you know what you need to do,
right?
And you know the easiest way around stuff. Here, you know, I'm at 25 hours, so I'm already way past that mark from the first Last of Us, and it could be almost argued that the first Last of Us may have been a little too long in its own. You know what I mean?
Say, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So, and so we're way past that. So if my first criticism that I'm going to just throw out there is saying that it is long. Does it feel long? No, not always. There are moments that feel a little long, particularly enemy encounters. You remember the listening mode in Last of Us? So the listening mode is still here, and it's been revamped and improved on. But there's still the occasional game element that comes in, and the game element is the loading element, right? So you get into an area. And I crouch down and listen. I see and hear no one. I walk a few feet, crouch down and listen, and suddenly there's like 5 or 6 people that weren't there a moment ago. And I'm like, where were these guys a second ago? You know what I mean? So that's obviously a game element. You know what I mean? These are the type of game things that I hope that the next gen fixes. You know what I mean? It's like these type of, you know what I mean? Cause, and I actually uploaded a video, and you will see that happen. Again, the video has no spoilers as far as story. I am obviously playing as Ellie, and so it's basically I'm taking on some of the Washington Liberation Front, who are called Wolves for short. And anyway, so you'll see that I kind of crouched to listen because I saw somebody up like on the second floor or something. I go into the window, crouch to listen again, and 2 people are literally walking right in front of me. I'm like, fuck. And at that point, you know, the whole scuffle starts, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my God, you know.
Maybe they were quiet. Maybe they were very, very quiet. And that's just like reality, you know?
Maybe. Although there is, maybe. There is some elements that catch you off. You're supposed to be, you're right. It's a listening mode. And and if they're moving, you can see and hear them. But you can also see and hear them when they're just standing. So maybe you're hearing their breathing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it could be.
Maybe they're suffering from fatigue or something like that.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. Anyway, these are nitpicks for the record. You know, obviously, I was able to survive setting.
You hate the game. Confirm. You just said it.
If this were,
why do you gotta hate?
If we were on the
PlayStation
internet,
exclusive, that's why.
Yeah, I mean, PlayStation exclusives are all garbage. Let's be real.
Let's be real.
Let's be real. This game is actually I'm really enjoying my time with it. I'm enjoying the story as well. But I am enjoying my time with it. Like I said, the biggest things are the length of time. It's just like, I feel like this should have already been over. And there are points in the story that I can see why we're still going. You know what I mean? It's justified as to what they're trying, what the story that you're trying to tell as to why we're still going here. And I get it, but it still feels like it can be shorter a little bit. And I was mentioning about the enemy encounters is like at some point these enemy encounters can be grueling. You know what I mean? Because the game is in essence a survival horror. You know what I mean? If you really look at it, that's essentially what it is. And on top of that, it really is a stealth game. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to run around and shoot people here because that's not going to work. You're not going to survive. It's just not going to work. You know what I mean? You have to hide. You have to use your resources. You have to jump into the tall grass. You have to, throw something on this end over here so that it attracts everybody's attention and they go that way and you go the other way. You know what I mean? And then you can heal yourself and all these little bits, which is amazing, but is taxing on your anxiety, or for me anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, cause it's like, man, you're in these encounters and you're like, in all, gripping the controller a little bit tighter, and just like, no, I just got to get over it. You know what I mean? And then you throw into the new elements, which are, like I mentioned last week, the dogs. Fuck the dogs. I had and you made complaints about me shooting the dogs in shit. What was the name of that game? The
on game. The Division.
The Division 2. There would be no way you will not shoot these dogs and feel happy doing so. Okay.
Well, you know why the dogs are they vicious dogs, or are they just
they
dogs
are vicious dogs?
They are. That's the difference.
They are attack dogs. Yeah, they are literally meant. Yeah, they can hunt you down. They can hunt you down based on your smell. So the moment you're in an area and you know that there's dogs, that's the first thing you're eliminating. You do not wait for that. It's like, where's the dog? Shooting the dog now. And it's like you almost don't even care if it alerts people. It's like, I don't care. I will run and hide again, but I am shooting this dog right here because I have the opportunity to do it here. Because those dogs can seriously throw a monkey wrench into your stealth. You know what I mean? Because they can smell you and they can track you down, and you're constantly having to move.
They find a way to break stealth. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Naughty Dog.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. And then on top, I mean, they're not in every encounter, obviously. I know they're so far appear to be only with the WLF. Every other encounter doesn't include dogs. However, there are some new, or I think new, because they mentioned the new version of it, and I'm going, the new version? Okay, I don't recall the first one having this, but maybe it's been a while. You know what I mean? Of a clicker where you can't hear them. You can't in the listen mode. You can't pinpoint them.
Oh God! Fuck this!
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
I'm like, it's
really?
Yeah, really.
Oh no! Really. That game's still shrink wrap over there. I can still get credit for it. So fuck that shit. Come on, game. Get off your pretentious horse, all right, and let me play a game that is fun, all right.
To be
Naughty Dog.
They're called stalkers, and you remember Dead Space? Dead Space 2. What is it? Dead Space 2. Do you remember the particular creatures that were kind of peek around the corner and then and kind of they were meant to be similar to the raptors in oh my God, Jurassic Park. Anyway, they would make these little sounds. They'll peek around the corner. They can see you. That's the other thing about these. They can see me and can come at me. They're sneaking around, essentially, is what they're doing. They're not like the other clickers that are just like, and they're not fully clickers either. They're almost like a mix between the regular runners and clickers. It's almost like they're in that conversion stage where they can still see, but they're not as I don't know. They're not as gone as clickers. Yeah.
Are they still one hit kills though?
No. I don't think anything is one hit kill anymore. Actually, yeah, I don't think anything's one hit kill. Even really? The more
even the regular clickers.
Yeah. You can definitely. I have not had an issue. The encounter. Yeah. The encounters.
That's a game changer right there.
Yeah, the encounters are a little bit easier, and you can. And reality is, you can run off and hide fairly quickly again. You know what I mean? The areas that they have for the encounters are much bigger and way more diverse. You can jump to a second level. You can slip through between a crack in the wall and get to the other side of the room. Dive underneath a table. Dive underneath a bed. Dive into some tall grass. Those encounters have become way more diverse. You know, there's diversity in how you handle them. Yeah, no, there is. I have not been one hit killed by anything at all. That said, if you have multiple people around you and you're dealing with one person, you can still get hit by a bunch of other people. So
you can get killed fast.
Yeah.
But in that case, it's fair because it's just a multiple people getting against you. It's not like on Last of Us, where a clicker will grab you and you might as well just just restart, because that's what you're gonna end up having to do anyway, because you can't escape them
No,
unless you
here,
have a shiv.
yeah, here you have a dodge function. You hit L1 because they'll come in trying to almost like slap or hit, and when you dodge, you can do a quick counter, which will knock them back. Now that doesn't take them out unless you do it several times, but usually that counter to knock them back, that's your cue to run. You know, because
Yeah.
if you've alerted one, you've alerted several. You don't want to stand there and fight this one person, because the time you're done, you're going to have 2 or 3 around you again. So there's a tactic behind it, but overall, like I said, these, I don't like the stalker because I feel like, okay, so I have the listening mode, which helps out a lot, but now I can't hear this fucker because of whatever reason. You know what I mean?
You know what? Maybe Ellie's the problem, because she's not a good listener like Joe.
Let me tell you, sir, Ellie is awesome. Again, I'm not going to talk anything spoiler here, but I love this Ellie. I love the angle that they went with the story. I am concerned about the hole that she may be going down. It's a fully realized character, as many of them are. You know what I mean? As many of these characters, even side characters, you know what I mean? They have little bits about them that you're like, you puts together, and when you have, in the end, you have this fully realized character that is interesting. They did an exceptional job doing that. You know what I mean? So I really think it's a really, really good game. It's not great. I don't think it's a 10. It's been getting a lot of 10s. I don't think it's a 10. I haven't finished yet, but I'm 25 hours in. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I've played a good amount of it, and I'm going back, but I haven't reached anything that feels like it's an exceptional, masterclass of it. It's a beautiful game. The level of detail is honestly unnecessary. It's so much, it's almost unnecessary. You know what I mean? Blood splatters.
If you have to compare, I have 2 questions actually. First one is, so as far as level of detail, Last of Us 2 or Red Dead Redemption 2?
Honestly, I have to give it to Red Dead Redemption 2, only because Red Dead Redemption 2 is an open world game, and just being an open world game, you already exactly. You already have in your head that, okay, I need to let certain things go because this is an open world game. There's almost an expectation where, all right, not everything's going to be as detailed, whatever, and then it is, and you're like, whoa, it's like this is real. This is some serious shit.
Did it? Yeah. Oh wow.
Now that said, Rockstar is a 1,000-man team. You know what I mean? Who worked on the game for 5 years, so that's a little bit different. Here, I mean, I don't know how many people are in Naughty Dog, but Naughty Dog is not Rockstar size. And the game that they went with here, exactly. I think that when it comes to certain detail, there's a little bit more here, almost to the extent this doesn't make. It's like little things that, like, that's cool. I just didn't think that was necessary. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't think it would have taken me out of the game had it not been there.
Had you not seen the pulse on the person that you were killing?
I have not seen the pulse, but when you slice somebody, when you slice somebody in the throat, and because she has her own knife now, the knife that she's always had, the little blade that she has, she still has it, and so you as Ellie, you don't have to create shivs anymore. She just has the knife. You know what I mean?
Good.
Yeah. So now that says, when you slit somebody's throat and she kind of flicks her hand, a streak of blood hits the floor in the angle that she just did that. And it's just like, wow. It's like, that is, really detailed again, but it's like, if it wasn't there, would it be that? Would it be that big of a deal? So it's all these little things that they put into it. But
Wow.
What was your
And
second?
would you say is the Schindler's List of video game?
I
I'm just
wouldn't say.
asking. I have never
No, I
seen
know.
Schindler's List, nor is
I
it in
have
my
to.
radar or
Yeah,
to watch. But
you should watch Schindler's List first off.
probably not.
Yeah, it is so. So no, I would not. For the record, for anyone who doesn't know, it was a comparison made by Jeff Kanata. Believe it or not, someone I follow for movie reviews. Believe it or not. But he also does. He also plays games and stuff like that. But for him, I generally go to him for films. And he made a comparison that this is now. I don't know if you read the entire thing that he said, but I think it was taken a little bit out of context. For the record, I was like, okay, I get what he means. It's like it's is it as important as Schindler's List? No, it's not. That said, I think the focus that he was saying when he compared it to it was the level of anxiety and your emotions as you're watching that film. In comparison to the emotions and anxiety when you're playing this game. That's the angle he was coming. And if you read the quote, that's essentially right before he mentions Schindler's List, that's what he was leading towards. So would I use that? No. I would probably use another movie like The Road, actually, which I think is a much more apt comparison because The Road is very similar. It's a post-apocalyptic. It's much more in lines with The Last of Us. But that said, I mean, he got a lot of flack for that thing. And I was just like, it's his comparison. It's what came to mind. Who is anybody to say, that's not, the incorrect, that's how he felt at the time when he was playing it. That's the comparison that came to his head. So it is what it is. That's not my comparison. Again, not something I would have viewed. But I get what he means because Schindler's List is not an easy film to watch. And there are moments in this game that are not easy to watch either. You know what I mean? And especially when it's with characters that you are really involved and into. And so that's why it's like, I get it. I get what he's coming at. No, you always have these people who are going to get bent out of shape. No, I don't think it's the Schindler's List. And honestly, I don't even think it's the best written game. You know what I mean? I think some of the writing is a little funny at some time. Funny in the sense that it's like, I would probably have said that or had that there. You know what I mean? There are moments on here, and it's extremely well voice acted, which is far and far when it comes to Naughty Dog. The Ashley Johnson who plays Ellie is, you can tell from her voice that she's playing a little bit older. Same thing with all the other characters, and the other characters are just awesome too. You know what I mean? Even the ones you don't like. It's like I don't like him, but goddamn, he's awesome. It's just such a well realized character. So, anyway, I am really enjoying it. I really want it to be over. It just needs to be done.
The dichotomy of the two phrases. It's like, I'm really enjoying it. I just want it to end.
Well, it's like I said, it's one of those things where, and this is how Last of Us was. The Last of Us, the original, sure, it has your occasional humorous quote or moment, but overall, it was a dire and depressing game. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, that was across 18 hours. I'm at hour 25, and it's just like, it gets to you, and it's just like, man, I need a happy moment or something. You know what I mean? Let's lighten shit up here.
Man, this world right now is shit. I need some escapism. I need to play some video games and
no, I'm escaping to a world that's just as bad or worse. You know what I mean? It's like, what?
True. Yeah. True story.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, that's really what I've been. I can't wait to finish it so I can actually get the full thing, because I'm dying to hear, like, I occasionally pass by some like comments and stuff, and I'm like, oh wait, I need to finish it first before I delve deep into this. You know what I mean? But I'm dying to get into some. I'm hearing some like, there's a little bit of a divisiveness on some of the decisions, which early in the game, again, I'm not going to say anything, but Dreamy, you've already gone into the spoilers that were leaked out early. So I don't know if this is part of those leaks. I have not really looked into it. You said that it was leaked pretty much the entire game, so I guess all of it's out there. But
I don't know, because I didn't have the context. When it was leaked, it was said that, I don't think it was said as the entire game, but definitely the set piece moments. I mean, there's no mistaking. Oh shit, this probably shouldn't have gone out. So
yeah. So I mean, there's an early thing that I guess I can understand people's reaction to it, but or negative reaction, whatever the divisive nature that it is, I'll eventually look into it. But if there's one thing I've always been okay with from anyone, whether it be a show or a movie or a game, whatever choices you want to put into this narrative, you know what I mean? Just make it justifiable. Just make it right. Don't do it. My problem with Game of Thrones after some time, and I think you had the same problem, is that it was doing things to make things more dire. It was doing things to more for shock value, as opposed to an actual narrative reason behind it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so what ends up happening is by the time you get to the end, season 8, now you have very little narrative reasons for decisions that you're up to this point, and now everything feels like a huge leap. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, you didn't set anything up, So I haven't not in any way gotten to any of these. I'm 25 hours in, and I have not gone and said, oh man, I don't know why they chose to do, or why this person tried to do that, or what their motive is. Everything.
Well, people probably hate the fact that at the end you get to play as Raiden. Oh shit!
I mean, I hear you. I mean, that's definitely left field. I mean, no one ever expected
Raiden to show all this time. Hey, and then the Metal Gears, and people had enough, because they were like, Ellie, you shouldn't know, you shouldn't have the aspect to play. I mean, let's go ahead and spoil it. Might as well, right? I mean, you get the Metal Gear. Yeah. I already said yes. So they're mechs, and and the Lalilulelo, and I think the Patriots.
The Sons of the Patriots. Oh my god, they're all involved. They're all involved.
Exactly. It's a Kojima joint.
The Fireflies were just the Sons of the Patriots.
I knew it all along. Death Stranding is a prequel to this. You just never knew.
Exactly. Yes. Anyway, so I won't say anything else about the game. I did put 3 videos up. One of them is spoilery, but I marked it a spoiler, so obviously.
I guess that makes it all right.
They're marked. If you continue after that, what the hell? But up front, it's like it's nothing really story wise. But I felt like this may be something someone will probably not want to know. And then the other 2 were just gameplay. And the other faction is the what they call the Seraphites. Fuck these dudes, dude. These dudes are
why do people in the post-apocalyptic world decide to choose like the shittiest names for their organizations? We are the Fireflies, and now these ones are the Seraph, the Seraph, whatever.
These are a religious cult, almost, that for whatever reason, the way they can free you is to hang you and gut you. And you're now free to I don't
Whatever
know.
happened to the Taliban? You know,
I,
what do we have?
I
You
don't
know,
know, man. I was like, man, I was going to say that those little elements. I mean, I get it. Those little elements like that can be on the extreme side, and
yeah. Like, what's the point? Like,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
that's the part I'm looking for, and I'm like, maybe I will find it, and I won't say how or whatever, but maybe I will find. I'm interested in seeing them. So there has to be some reason behind this. There has to be something that they believe. There's a martyr involved. This is all in the trailers for the record. And I've gone back to see them because I was like, I feel like I saw this. And I got back to the trailers. And yes, they did show this. They didn't really go into detail, but it's in there. And so there's some, I don't know, some crazy religious group that just, now they are also quiet. They you can still hear them in the listening mode, but they can move around better than some of the other soldiers and stuff like that. So that creates an element. The good thing is sometimes you'll have multiple factions and you can just let them play off each other, which is also pretty cool. And you just kind of pick off the last people that are left. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it. And I can't wait to finish it. But anyway, that's really all I've been doing. Really, I rewatched Knives Out because I needed something enjoyable. You know what I mean? This was last night actually, and I was like, I just want to have fun. And honestly, that freaking movie is all kinds of fun. And you would think after knowing the mystery that it would be like, well, it's not, a rewatch really, wouldn't whatever. But this is my third time watching it, and I just love the characters. I love this guy, Benoit Blanc. Oh my God. Just his name alone is freaking amazing. And the thought that they're going to do a sequel with another mystery with Benoit Blanc as the guy, not connected to this at all. It's like, yes, he should be this should be the private detective version of 007. Just keep it going.
Yeah.
just a new mystery. Well thought out mystery. Obviously, don't just put together some bullshit. But yeah, man, I freaking love that movie, and it is so much fun.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's just so much fun. We watched it last night, and I think I laughed more than I laughed on either of the first two viewings, but it was just more because I needed a laugh, man. It's been a shitty week, bro. It's been a shitty week. But yeah, man, that's all I've been doing. Fucking up the name of sake.
What is the sake with you?
Rice polish. That's what it is.
Okay.
What is it called? Let me see. Rice polishing ratio.
Rice polishing ratio.
Yeah. It was like that is the polishing ratio of the rice that's used to make sake's rice wine. So to make the actual sake, and it's just like
I didn't know that it needed to be
polished. Yeah, I'm like, how does it matter? How does it? If it's not polished, how do you taste that in the actual sake? You know what I mean?
Precisely.
So yeah, it's so freaking weird, dude. So anyway, I've gotten into that now. So for whatever reason,
that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. I know about that. It's awesome.
It's like a whole subculture of sake that is just like I like sake. I like regular sake.
Yeah.
And I've tried many other versions that you can get over at restaurants, but never have I seen this level of variety. It's just I would never have known. And then you throw plum wine into the mix, and you forget it. You're in a whole different world.
Now you're just drinking vegetables, and that's not cool. That is not cool. You're not tricking anybody. You're not tricking me.
Plums are fruits. First off, we'll have you know.
Sure, that's what they have you believe.
that's what the commoners believe.
Exactly. I know better. I'm not getting tricked into the green stuff.
To the green stuff. Nice.
Yes.
All right, guys, we are back, and it is time.
Nope. I told you we were gonna start it with a banter first.
Oh, okay. Well, we're recording. So what's the?
Oh, we were recording.
Yeah. We've been recording now for 2 minutes.
God damn it! Now it sounds prepared, and the more I talk about it, the more prepared it sounds. Okay,
we can. Don't worry. What I've been talking about was sake, so it's not like that's important to the podcast. I can always just take that out.
No, that was actually good. Maybe you edit it. Maybe you splice it.
Maybe.
No, because it's not gonna make sense.
Okay.
Anyway, what I wanted to mention was that this week I got a call from a salesperson, and you could tell when the salesperson is a terrible salesperson. It's not even good at his job. You can tell because they always come in like very, very, very enthusiastic at the beginning, and then when you're like, no, I'm not interested, then they just go like, okay, well, have a nice day, and they hang up, right? Except that it was not even that. The saddest thing about this was that the seller that called me was actually someone from GameStop.
Are you serious?
So apparently GameStop, it's now cold calling people.
Wow.
To see if you're interested in renewing your GameStop, what the hell was that thing called? I
don't know, whatever their subscription.
Yeah, whatever was the subscription to Game Informer. They gave you the subscription to Game Informer, and it gave you a discount.
No, the Game Informer was free with the subscription, but you subscribe. You know what I mean? It was like they were trying to get you, like, yeah. If you sign up and become a member, you get the Game Informer for free.
I'm
basically paying for Game Informer, right? I mean, that's what we're doing.
This is what you're selling me for real. Come on, everything else, like, who cares? Let's call it what it is,
Exactly.
But I thought it was like, obviously, GameStop, a company that is, soon enough it's just gonna like blink out of existence, especially now with the first. I think what happened was that they saw how much excitement people got into the PS5 digital edition. They just went like, oh shit, and like, all hands on deck, red alert. We need to salvage what we have here. Just like, fuck it, call them. Just go through the list. I don't care if it were a customer, just call them back. See if they want to subscribe or something. We need to keep this ship afloat.
Oh my god, I feel bad. I kind of feel bad for the for the people on the ground,
absolutely.
I'm
not making fun. I'm not making. Hey, if that's your hustle, I feel. First of all, you have a job. There's nothing to be afraid about, concerned about. The only thing that I feel bad about is that your company doesn't care about you. First of all, because you remember how they try to keep the GameStop, GameStop open
because they were essential.
Essential, exactly, and they don't even pay them. And now look, they put in the poor bastards to call out. So this was a store. I had to ask because I was too bewildered by the fact that GameStop was calling me. I was thinking that maybe I still have credit somewhere, or did I forgot to pick up my copy of Need for Speed Underground, or what the fuck, why are they calling? And it turns out to be the GameStop in Orlando, back when I used to live in Orlando. And of course, like I said, very peppy, very, very enthused, oh, no, that's great. No, listen, the reason we're calling you is because we're looking at da-da-da-da-da. And then I'm like, oh, no, don't sign me on that. I haven't stepped in a GameStop in like 2 years. I tell them, it's like, I get my stuff digital now, and you can tell that's when they're like completely deflated. They were like, oh, Okay. Oh well. Have a nice day. right there. Boom. Gone.
That's awesome.
Like if
That
you could,
is
if I
awesome.
feel like if you could have played that a little bit more, that side a little bit more, I probably would have felt guilty enough to say about, but maybe I got a GameStop nearby here. I don't know. I could always use some Game Informers. How much is it? 14.95. Who do I make? Is this donation tax deductible? Gotta write this off.
At some point, yeah, man. That's how you
Oh
got to look
man.
at it, unfortunately. But damn, man, like I said, man, it's
Yeah.
whatever you can do. You know what I mean? And it's funny because this is that. This is well, no, because the stores are probably going to be closed again because of the uptick in in in
Oh
new cases of
yes.
COVID. You know what I mean?
The,
So we're
the well
probably
the
going to roll
sequel.
right back in. Yeah. Oh
The
yeah. The
sequel.
second wave that everybody's been talking about, but downplaying like crazy.
Yeah.
Second wave is here and probably worse than the first wave. But so
Probably.
yeah, I mean, I'm being hopeful here, but I just thought about it. It's like, yeah, because there's a GameStop that's over here by this Publix that I'm near, and
Yeah,
I
but
haven't
I
been to
play
a
by
GameStop
I
in
bought.
forever, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know who goes there. Even my son doesn't go there. He used to be a big goer to those places, and he doesn't even go there.
He used to be a regular, and
Yeah, he
now
used
they're
to be
like
a regular. Yeah.
missing him. They'll probably call him soon. We're like, hey, we just want to. We just seen
Honestly, we
notice
don't answer our phones, dude.
uh,
I put my cell phone down for everything, and my phone rings. I
uh,
don't answer it. Like I just don't even look at it. And I was like, whoever it is going to leave a message, and then I'll see what's going on. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that it's
yeah.
just I don't answer the phone. You know what I mean? Being years of working on a phone the whole time, it's like, no. My people who know me text me
They know how
or
to. Yeah,
message me. You
exactly.
know what I mean? In some way. That's how we get our stuff across. If there's a call, it's most likely 9 out of 10 times someone I don't want to be speaking to. You know what I mean? Either it's a GameStop trying to reach out for me, or somebody else trying to sell me some shit, or
They
whatever the
probably
case
asked
may
me
be.
about you.
Probably, yeah. I see here you have Arnaldo Martin listed as a reference. Do you know if he stops by GameStops for any reason at all? And you'd be like, no, he's all
No.
digital too. Leave us alone. I
For
mean, cut him
real.
off at the
Oh my
pass.
god.
Don't even let him reach out to me.
I actually do the same thing. I don't answer my phone. The only reason I have been lately is because I got some roof renovations I'm doing in the house, and I need to get in contact with, like, I don't know if the person from the insurance company will call me, and I
Mhm.
don't know the number, so I just check, and that's why I was surprised. I was like, GameStop? Oh, GameStop! Like the store, the video game, the store with the used games.
GameSpot is calling me? Why is GameSpot? Oh, GameStop. Wait a minute now.
GameStop.
Oh my God. That's so funny, dude.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It is time for the useless news that you can
That we can
use.
use.
I'm going to start off the top here with the already announced Xbox Games with Gold coming for
Oh?
July of 2020. Xbox One
Oh,
players
gee.
with an Xbox Live will gain access to 4 games this July as part of their Games with Gold program. Those games are, wait, not even here. Oh, here it is. July Games with Gold schedule as follows. WRC 8 FIA World Rally Championship, a realistic rally car simulator, will be available from July 1st to the 31st for Xbox One.
That's not terrible.
No,
I know
not,
I
no.
know I know that game, and yeah, that's not terrible. Okay, all right.
I agree. I think it's good. I'm not a big racer, but I don't I don't put them down. Dunk Lords, which is a 2-on-2 basketball beat 'em up game with 20 characters and a
Wow.
story mode. Never even heard of this one. Will be free from
Neither.
July 16th through August 15th on Xbox One. Dunk Lords.
This sounds
That's
like
a
a
bad
Steam
game.
game, like a 99-cent Steam game.
Yeah. Oof.
Dunk
That's a bad
Lords. You know
game.
what? Dunk Lords, the original Dunk Lords, were the one-on-one games from EA, which had Dr. J and Patrick Ewing. Now that was the real Dunklo game.
Yeah, there were some Duncan guys for real.
Yes.
Saints Row 2, a classic open world crime game that takes place before before the Saints Row franchise went off rails and into space, will be available July 1st through the 15th. This will be Xbox One and Xbox 360. And then finally, Juju, a cartoony platformer, will be available from the 16th through the 31st, also for Xbox One and 360.
Bad juju.
Bad juju.
Bad juju.
Indeed.
Do we know? So has Sony announced anything for July?
Sony has not announced yet. No, nope.
No,
we're in that weird.
For
sure. For sure. We're in that weird time because they don't release. Xbox does their first game that comes out the day of July. Whatever the month is, that first. With Sony, it goes from the first Tuesday of the month. So the first Tuesday of the month is a little bit of ways away. Then you're not going to hear it. So this is one of those weird weeks where you don't have both of them. So.
Okay, gotcha. All right. My next piece of news, or my first piece of news, is an interesting one. Twitch bans Dr. Disrespect. Oh, wait.
What?
My bad. I fucked up. This is definitely from last year. This is.
Oh.
I saw June and I thought it was June of this year, and I fucked up. My bad. No. Hold on. Wait. Well, No, this says 2020. Wait. He was banned already, last year,
this
right?
This is not one of your memories from last year on Facebook, is it?
I thought it was. Maybe it was coming up. Something that I posted on the group a year ago. When he was banned for going from streaming from an LA Convention's bathroom on the former E3 during the former E3. But nope, this is a new one. This came out today. It came out of nowhere. Today, Friday, Twitch suspended its massively popular streamer guy, Dr. Disrespect. Oh, sorry. Streamer. I'm sorry. Popular streamer. His name is Guy. And his last name is BM. I feel like I had that same problem last year also. Yeah. Popular streamer Guy. Oh, no. Popular streamer. His name is Guy. Dr. Disrespect BM. A ban that multiple sources tell, and in this case they tell in Kotaku, is a permanent one. Wow. Whoa. Permanent. What did he do? Yeah, permaban. What did he do? Doctor, you would think he's a stream darling of Twitch. Maybe not so darling considering that they banned him, but I would have thought he have like 4 million viewers? Like, he
had a substantial. What did he do?
Let's keep reading to see if there's something. Initially, people suspected that he tripped a wire in Twitch increasingly aggressive DMCA detection system, but that does not appear to be the case. Industry insider and journalist Rod Breslau, okay, they call him Slasher, says on Twitter that according to his sources, the ban is permanent. Streamer Shannon Z Killer Plante says she'd heard the same from her own sources. Adding that the issue is quote unquote serious. There's sources close to Twitch. Sorry, 3 sources close to Twitch have told Kotaku that the ban is permanent as well. When reached for more information on why Dr. Disrespect has been suspended and for how long, a Twitch representative told Kotaku in an email, and the quote is, "As is our process, we take appropriate action when we have evidence that a streamer has acted in violation of the community guidelines or terms of service. This applies to all streamers, regardless of status or prominence in the community." And that's the end of that quote. Twitch is refunding viewer subscriptions to Dr. Disrespect's channel and removing his emotes as well. It appears that the platform has revoked his partner status as well. Well, no shit if you're permanent banning him. And then just as a recap, last year Dr. Disrespect was temporarily suspended from Twitch after broadcasting from a public bathroom during E3. That was the only prior time that his channel had been removed from the site. And yeah, I mean, I guess of course it is in his persona. He has gone a little out of line in some case, in some scenarios.
A lot
uh
in others.
they're like, yeah. Most recently he spread he spread and endorsed baseless coronavirus conspiracy theories. He received no public punishment for this, even though another streamer, Casey Tron, got suspended over coronavirus jokes. So, and of course, he has a habit of engaging in kind of toxic behavior. Again, it's in his fucking name. His name is Doctor Disrespect. What do you expect? He's not gonna be an icon.
Nice.
It's not, yeah, exactly. This is not a priest that he's streaming. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but seriously, it doesn't matter. I get he tries to play an edgy persona and whatever. Listen, dude. First off, Howard Stern. You don't have your platform, and even he was kicked out of the platform where he was at, and he's now at Howard Stern. I mean, and he was ended up in what, Sirius XM or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess at some point, I mean, I don't know why. Evidently, as of reporting right now, nobody knows what's
What is the problem?
happening. What could have been, so serious.
I don't know.
So take a guess. Probably by the time that you guys hear this, there might be shed some light on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little concerned because the industry, the gaming industry in general, hasn't been looking its best. Well, it never does, but nowadays in recent weeks has been looking exponentially worse, with a lot of cases coming up of sexual harassment and physical abuse, and like crazy stuff that you hear about. That, I mean, we'll have to dedicate the whole podcast to talking about them, because it's so many, from different publishers. You got Ubisoft, you got Insomniac Studios, you have people of prominence in the gaming community, that that people know and love. And I, for some reason, frigging Chris Avalon, that is known for his game for Planescape, Torment, Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance, Fallout New Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
And all of that on alleges people making allegations of sexual harassment and stuff like that. I have no confirmation that this is the reason, obviously, for Dr. Disrespect ban, but you hear, it's serious, and it's gotta be when you consider that he had. I mean, last year, for streaming from the bathroom, he just got a slap in the wrist because his channel was outside, out of Twitch for what, like 2 weeks, maybe
For a
at
while,
most.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would maybe not a slap in the wrist, maybe that was strong enough, but still, they reinstated his status. Of course, to be that's 4 million viewers that Twitch will certainly, they will lose.
Yeah.
They can lose the revenue from. I mean, people will go to. I'm sure if you're a fan of different streamers, you won't be exclusively of just one, but it is concerning because Twitch decided to stop to ban him. Then what the fuck did he do?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, he literally broke the law last time. He got a slap in the wrist.
Yeah, exactly.
He must something serious for it to be permanent this time. That's crazy. That's great.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they're like, we also don't care about the revenue stream we're not going to get anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's like, nope. He is out. He is out. I mean, we are living times where people are very aware of the sensitivities of you can't be you shouldn't be toxic and racist fucking ever.
Agreed.
But that said, it's you see it all the time on the
Gaming.
you hear
Yeah,
the
yeah.
games in stream.
Industry, yeah.
I mean, just fucking go play Fortnite. Well, just play anything, Apex Legends, and tell me there's no toxicity there. Fuck Overwatch. Just go in there. Just League of Legends, whatever, Dota. But I guess now, something like that used to be punished with a suspension. I guess now we could get you banned.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if that's what it is. I'm just highly
I
speculating. I
mean,
obviously have
it's a
no
good
idea.
guess. It's
Hey,
definitely a good guess. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that would be
So
considered serious. Oh,
I would agree. My next piece, guys. It has been 22 years since Crash Bandicoot Warped, which is the third entry in the original trilogy, and 10 years since the last actual Crash Bandicoot game. In other words, Crash fans have been waiting for some time for the news that came this week. Toys for Bob has announced Crash Bandicoot game a new Crash Bandicoot in the works, fittingly titled Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
it's
The team's
about
latest
time.
it's about time. Latest project is not a remastered though. Crash Bandicoot 4 is a brand new game in the Crash series that will pick up immediately after the events of Warped, completely eliminating the other games that came out after as canon, apparently. Like none of that shit happened at all. Which left villains Neocortex, Dr. Entropy, and Uka Uka or Yuka Yuka stranded off on a far planet. In Crash 4, the antagonists escape and once again threaten to take over the multiverse. Players will inhabit Crash or Coco, as well as Neocortex, who will have his own special levels along the way. Crashy B4, which is what I'm going to call it.
Crashy B.
Crashy B4 will be released October 2nd this year on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Sir, do you even care?
About Crash Bandicoot? Not two shits. You're a character, you're running towards the screen, collecting apples. No, thank you. And this somehow was one of Sony's most precious titles. Why? No, I
I
think
mean,
I'll
the
get a hard
numbers,
pass on that.
the numbers behind the insane reboot that they did says it all, man. That
Yeah,
thing
true.
they
Yeah.
make so for whatever reason, you and I may not be in that camp, my friend, but we are pretty alone out here in the woods because that camp is full of everybody else. So I'm just saying.
There's always people. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
absolutely right.
All right, so Microsoft has been going on a little bit of a shutdown spree as of late. I have one piece that I was gonna talk about a closure, and now there's another one.
Mhm.
Microsoft closes Mixer and partners with Facebook Gaming. Ninja and Shroud are now free to stream on Twitch again. Microsoft has announced that it's shutting Mixer down and partnering with Facebook Gaming. In an interview with The Verge, Xbox boss Phil Spencer offers some clarity as to why Microsoft decided to cease operations for its streaming service. And the quote says, "We started pretty far behind in terms of where Mixer's monthly active viewers were compared to some of the big players out there." I mean, what big player? There's only one, Spencer. Come on. You can say Twitch. Come on. It's okay. They're no longer your competitor. I think the music community is really going to benefit from the broad audience that Facebook has through their properties and abilities to reach gamers in a very seamless way through its social platform, Facebook. Uh, the report, and that's the end of the quote. The report also notes, importantly, that Ninja, Shroud, and other top streamers are now free to rejoin Twitch or stream on Facebook Gaming. Uh, It is up to them and their priorities. Facebook gaming head, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his name or her name. Vivek Sharma. Oh, that was not hard. It looked funny, but it was because my screen was dirty. Uh, the quote from Spencer continues. It wasn't as much about. Sorry, it wasn't as much about the return on sale. It was about finding a partnership that was the best things for the community and the streamer. We think this is this. We think this is it, and it gives us a great place to launch more xCloud content and give gamers the ability to play from there. So I guess I mean the idea being, having that Google Stadia thing, right, where you're
Hmm.
watching something on Facebook and then you want to play, you press a button and you're instantly there. That's the hope, I guess. But I was surprised with that. That happens about 4 days ago from today, and then today I read that Microsoft is permanently closing all their physical stores. The Microsoft
Wow.
Store. It's like you always saw one on the other floor because it will never be on the same floor as where the Apple stores were.
Yeah.
So the Apple store will always be on the first floor, and then the Microsoft store will be on the second floor. And you could tell the experiences were like vastly different. You could tell like, yep, these are the PC people, I guess. And
Hmm.
those are the Apple people. Microsoft has announced that it will be permanently closing all of its retail stores, while four physical locations in London, New York City, Sydney, and Redmond will be reimagined as Microsoft Experience Centers. They should just rename them X stores or something like that. I don't know. Microsoft announced the news and said that the company's retail team members will continue to serve customers from Microsoft corporate facilities and remotely providing sales, training, and support. Microsoft has told The Verge that no layouts will result from today's decision. What? How is that even possible? That's bullshit.
That has
How,
to be. Yeah.
that has, I mean, I worked at the Microsoft store that is no longer there. Like, how does that even? Microsoft closed its retail stores in March due to COVID-19 pandemic and has yet to reopen them. Since then, their focus has obviously shifted to its digital storefront on Microsoft.com and the stores on both Xbox and Windows PC. Oh, they're fucked then because the store on Windows PC is a colossal disaster. Holy shit. Okay, that's it. It's the apocalypse for Microsoft. Yada yada yada. Anyway, I just wanted to mention it out there because it's weird. They
It
open.
is.
Obviously,
It's
the
interesting.
idea is when they opened this, they saw the success of Apple with its retail stores, and they kind of wanted to have the same experience, except that they didn't really have the products to have the people like just go into the stores. I mean, I went into the Microsoft store, and they seem generally well trafficked. Those few people. I don't think maybe there weren't a lot of sales coming out of them because nowadays, if you need an Apple anything, you go to the Apple store. But if you need a PC anything, you go to fucking anywhere. You know what I mean?
Pretty
It's
much.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
you can go to Walmart and get a good PC.
Yeah.
PC.
Exactly.
It's like you don't need to go to the Microsoft store. So it was a ill-fated idea. Although I did like whenever like for example when the Xbox One was first showcased and was one of the first places you can go in and play Xbox One games, the launch titles, and it was exciting, and you would and I would think I would have thought, oh, maybe that'll be a cool place to see the release of the Xbox, um, the Series X or whatever. Of course, silly me thinking that because of course COVID's not gonna let anybody do that. But you know what
Nope.
I'm saying? It's kind of like I wouldn't even call it. the end of an era because it didn't really have time to become an era. Like it ended too quickly.
It did, and I mean, it's just odd, dude. It's just like, I mean, to be fair, as a company, you know, as a corporation of any sort, you know, something that's not living up to expectations, you know, you give it the old college try, but at some point you got to go, yeah, we got to let it go.
Yeah.
We got,
Yeah.
cut our
You gotta make
losses
this
here.
call. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Mixer and their stores are perfect examples of,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Nobody was going to
excess.
fucking Mixer to watch unless you were a diehard fan of Shroud, you know, or something like that. You wouldn't necessarily go to Mixer. Like fuck, I have the time for God because I mean YouTube couldn't compete with Twitch, you know. You know what? I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree.
Facebook. The only benefit that Facebook has, um, is the fact that it's a close integration with fucking Facebook. Obviously, hello. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. I was gonna say it
it's
can
right
go
there.
out pretty. I mean, realistically, you're on Twitch, you're on Mixer, you have to share it to Facebook. You're on
Yeah,
Facebook, it's already shared. Yeah, it's
it's
already
already
there.
shared. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, exactly.
so
But
it makes sense.
Facebook's not taking them. Facebook Gaming is not taking Twitch down anytime soon.
No, no,
You
for
know,
sure,
they
no,
don't
for
have
sure,
to.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
Twitch is YouTube. You know, as
For
far as
yeah,
YouTube is used, you know, as a
yeah.
Twitch is at this point an established thing that's not going to go anywhere. It's the
Hmm.
place to go to watch gaming. There's
Yep.
no other place. YouTube has the place to go to watch everything. You know, it
Yeah.
is like nothing is ever going to come out and suddenly replace YouTube. You know what I mean? It's just like it's
Yeah.
damn near impossible. It's like YouTube is not going anywhere. It could be good, it could be bad. It's not going anywhere. Same thing with
That's
Twitch.
the
It's not,
problem. They know that. Yeah.
they do know that. They do know that.
Yeah.
That is the problem. Yeah, but the reality is, what else is there? We're not going to suddenly switch over to something else. I think I
Mhm.
just heard recently from a podcast that I listened to where YouTube is actually a verb. You know, and at this
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
people
Of
are like, hey,
course.
dude, just
Just like
YouTube it.
Google is a verb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so it's like you can't replace that. It's in the psyche of people at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
Exactly.
it's a shame, but at the same time, yeah, makes sense. My next
Makes
piece,
perfect sense.
guys, is on yesterday, believe it or not, June 25th. CD Projekt
Mhm.
Red previewed new Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay,
Oh
which
yeah.
was really awesome to look at and really
Oh
frustrating that the game got
yeah.
moved off, but it is what it is. And it showed off a surprise announcement in partnership with Netflix, because Netflix greenlights everything. And Studio Trigger, CD Projekt Red will produce a new anime based on the Cyberpunk universe called Cyberpunk Edge
Edge
Runners.
runners.
While taking place in
Woo!
the same universe as the game, the series will feature all new characters and story. The teaser trailer did not show off any of the series animation because it's that early. But the story will focus on a street kid trying to survive in the future city. Excuse me. Over the 10 episode story, he will become an edge runner, which is an outlaw mercenary. Fans know Studio Trigger for shows like Kill la Kill, Promare, Darling, and Franax, and The Little Witch Academia. So the series creators obviously have history, and so that's actually a very good thing. It's a good thing that you know
Yeah.
that they're bringing.
Yeah.
They have talent that's going to actually bring this to Netflix. So good job. Interested. Obviously they couldn't show anything off because they really have anything. The season, it will appear on Netflix in 2022 if we all live to get there. Just saying. And of course,
Wow.
the game itself will be released November 19th for PlayStation 4, Windows PC, Xbox One, and that's it.
No
And PC.
PC? Oh yeah, you said PC.
Yeah, it's a PC. Yeah.
Okay, I believe you. I believe you.
No, you don't.
All right. Okay, I'll talk about this because you know why not? It's about Forza. No, it's not. Forza bans the Confederate flags. In recent weeks, we've seen some real crackdown on racism and symbols of global human culture, and the automobile community is obviously not immune to that. Uh, I'm saying, shit. You know what? I think I fucked up. I say I saw Forza and I was thinking Forza like the game,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking this might be something else. But you know what? It'll be a shame because I bet if this is the case, it's just gonna continue. It's gonna continue down, and we're never gonna get to see the General Lee anymore from Dukes of
The
Hazzard. Is that
the
banned? That
probably.
that is banned. That
I
that
mean, that's
that that
what
will
they
be.
have on the. It's what they have on the. I mean, the reality. I really, I have a lot to say on this, and I feel like I really shouldn't. So I'm just
I
gonna
know
go and say,
I know you want to like I was like looking at this. Do I want to talk about this? I mean, it needs to be mentioned because it's about Forza, but I don't think it's the same Forza.
just mention it. Just
But
mention it. Just spill it out, and we move on.
no, that's it. That's it. I mean, there's a lot here, but it just goes.
Look,
It
the
just goes
reality
along.
is that I get it. That particular flag represents something that, it's a time in U.S. history that a lot of people want to forget. You know what I mean?
Mm,
My issue has always been with all this, with any changing of anything.
mm.
This includes Looney Tunes. This because Looney Tunes has even gone in and removed the gun from Elmer Fudd. What the hell is he holding
What
then?
the
You know what I mean?
walkie talkies now?
I have
He's
no
holding
clue.
a walkie talkie.
So I guess it's like I understand and
Oh
I
my god.
agree that a lot of this stuff at its time was obviously wrong. You know what I'm saying? It was depicting things in a ridiculously negative fashion, and I understand it and I get it.
Mm,
But you can't erase that because history is still history.
mhm.
There's a line. If you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. And by
Right.
erasing it, you're never going to have the moment of learning. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
have to have it there. It has to be there. Gone with the Wind is something that HBO is going into change because.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that movie's almost 100 years old. It's like, what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? It's like and then we're also talking about a movie. Who watches Gone with the Wind? I mean, realistically, who has been watching this movie where you go, yeah, I can't.
Academically,
Yeah, I
maybe.
mean, I guess maybe, but it's like those are the things that if up front you go, guys, and it should be already known, but you go,
Mm,
guys, it is a product of its time. It is not
yeah.
reflective of anything that HBO believes. Is anything
Mm,
that anybody else believes who's seen the movie and enjoyed the movie. It's like that doesn't mean anything other than it's a product of its time. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And mentioning the flag. Honestly, that the flag, I can I say all this, and at the same time, I can go, yeah, we can do without the flag. You know, I was like, I
But the
can
General
also,
Lee had the flag,
yeah,
and also
I
it was
know,
called
yeah.
the General Lee.
Literally, yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. It's like you can't eliminate those as much as this is why I feel for those who want it eliminated because at the same time, like I
Mm,
get it, I understand, but at the same time, it's still part by eliminating you can't, like, for instance, all the statues that they want to take, which I'm like, yes, you can take. They don't need to be destroyed,
mm,
but yes, take them down, put them in a museum somewhere, put them so
mm,
hey, this is whatever, you know what I'm saying, because the history remains, and if it's something that can be looked at later and studied later, but it's not eliminated because eliminating history is worse than I don't know. It just feels
yeah.
worse. It feels like you're trying to eliminate something that happened, and by just because you eliminate doesn't mean you eliminate that it ever happened. That's not how that works. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
still out there.
I guess
So
the argument has been that well, it's the symbolism, it could be especially upsetting. I think of it as, well, there was, we know that there's never a German version of the Dukes of Hazzard. There was no car named Hitler with the Nazi symbol on it, and people be like, "Oh wow, it's that's a funny series,"
I mean, there wasn't, because it was in the 30s and
No,
40s.
I know, I know. Yeah,
But they were
well, people still get fucking upset. Yeah,
Yeah.
people get fucking upset when they see a fucking swastika drawn somewhere.
I agree.
That's like the biggest symbol of hate. And someone will put it in something, and they have desecrated that. But meanwhile, we're okay with flying, flags of the Confederacy, which honestly, at this, I'm literally, this is not, I'm not saying I'm pro or against. Honestly, I don't have the context, or I have the context, but I don't care to choose the two sizes. Actually, that sounds even worse. What I'm trying to say is, like, I haven't studied the size, the both parties enough to have a feeling either way. I'm just trying to contrast, like, compare and contrast of, well, if the Nazi symbolism and all that is like so despised that it's banned in some countries, and on others are very, like, trying to hide it, but yet we are okay with seeing it in games. It's not like it disappeared. We see it in games.
We see it in games, but other nations don't.
Other nations don't. That's true. Yeah, you're right.
You can't.
Right.
You will not. The Wolfenstein games, for instance, in Germany, do not include any of that stuff, because it's illegal. It's literally illegal.
Yeah. So and we have a state. We have a a place that they just made it completely. They made it illegal to to do that, and over here, we're having that scenario where it used to be. I guess I'm not saying it used to be okay, but you saw it everywhere. Obviously there was even a TV series that's kind of celebrated the whole thing, and now we're like doing everything possible to like remove it, or like this, to make it disappear. And it's like you're saying, it's like, no, you can't make it disappear, because it's part of it's part of history. At the same time, it is not something to be displayed like proudly. It's not celebrating. I don't celebrate Columbine. The Columbine shooting. It's something that happened. And we're not gonna forget that it ever happened. But I'm not just gonna display it proudly as, well, this is, I don't know, because I don't want to offend the people that are pro guns. I don't know, man. So Forza, yeah, it turns out to be Forza.
So they've eliminated that stuff. Okay, good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff.
There you go. Yeah.
My next piece, Xbox Game Pass.
This podcast sucks.
Xbox Game Pass adds 4 great indie games to their June lineup. On June 24th, Night Call arrived on Xbox One and Xbox Game Pass. The game follows a Parisian cab driver, working the shift nights as he slowly uncovers a mystery using small conversations with his riders. The sci-fi thriller Observation, which I actually own and was about to start shortly before The Last of Us 2, and I got a little bit into it, and man, was it good. And then I said, I gotta stop because I need Last of Us 2. So I still have it there, and I'll probably start it over by the time I get back to it. But Observation casts players as an AI on board a derelict spaceship and will be available for Game Pass subscribers on both PC and console to download on June 25th. In the game, players will have to help Dr. Emma Fisher as she investigates the ship and unravel the mystery of what went wrong. What went wrong? Excuse me. Also coming the 25th is Streets of Rogue, a roguelike that replaces dark and dingy dungeons with the procedurally generated city. And then finally, The Messenger, which is an amazing platformer
Messenger
about
is so
a
good.
ninja traveling through a cursed world to save his clan from a demon army. The Messenger arrives also on Game Pass on the 25th. 2 out of those 4 I can highly recommend. I only played a good maybe 45 minutes of observation, and I was in, dude. I was in. I was like, oh my god, I want to. You play as the AI on the ship. Think of it. Think of it for a minute. You are the, like a ship, like a spaceship. You are the AI, so you can literally transport yourself, your aura or whatever, into another part of the ship to view out of a camera and turn stuff on and all this stuff, and there's a mystery going on as to because like I said, like it said here, it's a derelict spaceship and not really sure what happened, so he's kind of piecing it together. Really, really cool. Imagine for a second, what is that game? Oh my god, System Shock. Imagine for a second you are the AI.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean? That's the type of scenario. So that's
I've seen that game actually several times on sale. I should probably check it out closer because I didn't know that was the premise, and that sounds extremely cool.
Amazing, yeah, amazing. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what else sounds extremely cool if it was true. There's a report that Michael Keaton may return as Batman in a Flash movie. Yep. The star of Batman 89 is in talk to return to the DC universe, a report says. Michael Keaton is in talk to reprise his role as Batman in Warner Brothers' upcoming Flash movie, according to a report from the Hollywood Reporter. Keaton started as Bruce Wayne in the Dark Knight in Tim Burton's in Tim Burton's 2 Batman films, the 1989 Batman and the 1992 sequel Batman Returns. Actor Val Kilmer and George Clooney took over for Keaton, and a controversial casting choice for the Cape Crusader at the time for subsequent films. Keaton later went on to play Birdman in Alejandro González Iñárritu's movie of the same name, and the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. Oh, you remember? He was Vulture. I did not know about Birdman, though.
Oh, no, you need to watch Birdman. Birdman is
really?
Sidebar. Here we go. Yes. Birdman is one of those movies that
are so bad it's great.
It's actually very good. It's one of those movies that
really?
that feel like they're shot all in one shot, like all in one continuous shot. Yeah. So it's a film that like that. And then on top of that, he plays an actor who was big back in the day by playing this comic book character called Birdman. And he was like amazing, whatever. And now he's like laying his comeback, because he hasn't been doing anything for a while, but his comeback is to do a play on Broadway. And that's essentially, he's in it. Edward Norton's in it. I can't remember who the other people are. And his daughter is played by Emma Stone, plays his daughter. And he is being haunted by a person, haunted not in the sense of like a scary movie or anything like that, but he in his mind there's like another voice of Birdman who's constantly making him go, constantly almost like insulting him, like you were this great whatever, and now you're just this bullshit actor, and it's one of those weird things because he fits into his real life, right? Because he played Batman in the 80s.
Yeah.
Then he was gone for a while, you know what I mean? And then his comeback has come, but it almost started with Birdman because he was nominated for Best Actor in that film too but anyway, it's a good film.
Okay, all right. Will need to see it because Michael Keaton is one of my favorite actors, actually, and obviously I've always said, oh, he is my favorite Batman. Even though I understand when Dark Knight Batman, he was all but no, Michael Keaton, 1999 Batman is my Batman, and this town needs an enema also. Um,
It does. Let me tell you.
this whole planet is a fucking enema. Warner Brothers standalone Flash movie is expected to star uh, Ersa Miller as the Scarlet Speedster and will be reportedly based on the superhero's Flashpoint story arc. Flashpoint is a name that's infamous among DC comic fans. The alternate timeline story, a story arc, set the stage for the company's 2011 reboot known as the New 52. You might know about this. I have no idea what I'm reading, but it sounds interesting. But story wise, it has some interesting implication for which Batman's Keaton might be playing. The Flashpoint miniseries largely took place in an alternate timeline of the DC universe, one one that the Flash had accidentally created by attempting to travel back in time and stop the villainous Eobard Thane or
Sure.
Thawny? Sure. From murdering his mother. This will sound familiar to fans of the CW's Flash TV series. In an alternate timeline, almost every superhero in the DC universe was very different, including Batman. In the Flashpoint timeline, the mugger in the alleyway killed young Bruce Wayne, but left his parents alive. Holy shit, wait a minute. In her grief, Martha Wayne suffered a nervous breakdown and became the Flashpoint version of the Joker?
Mhm.
Holy shit. While Thomas Wayne became that time's like Batman.
Batman.
I need
Yeah.
to read this. I need to read this thing. I need to download this thing. Wow. So it is entirely possible that Keaton will be reprising his role as Batman, but as an
Thomas.
older Thomas Wayne rather than Bruce. The Hollywood Reporter indicates that Keaton's role in the Flash movie may be comparable to Samuel L. Jackson's role as Nick Fury in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, an influential and important character that will cross paths with multiple heroes. And then it goes to say Warner Brothers has another Batman film in the works with director Matt Reeves, who's helming the Batman starring Robert Patterson. Uh, I love alternate. I mean, alternate. What would you call it? Alternate fiction.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I guess all fiction is no. Anyway, I need to see this because I forgot to tell you. I started reading, this was a long time ago. Actually, I don't know why I forgot to tell you. That I read the Batman Who Laughed. Oh, the first one, the first issue, I guess, or the sampler, or whatever the fuck they call it, and that shit was super dope. And I was so into it. And then of course, freaking infamous the games, with their storylines, with Superman being this almost dictator level uh icon. It's like, no man,
Oh,
I love this
Injustice.
shit.
Okay.
Injustice,
You said
sorry.
infamous. I'm like,
No,
infamous.
not infamous. My bad. Injustice 2. Yeah, man. Wow. Okay, I'm down now.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah,
My last piece, guys, is probably the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to at this point.
Last of
There
Us.
was no, oh no, I'm already in that, so my
Oh,
excitement is
that's right.
no.
Yeah.
Recent. Well, I would say about last year. I think 2019, probably. Anyway, somewhere around there. I had the opportunity to watch Hamilton in the theater,
Oh, yes.
as a play in Broadway, and it wasn't in Broadway; it was here in Orlando. But you know what I mean. So, it was amazing. It was nothing that I expected. You know what I mean? Because it's just I didn't even know what to expect. You know what I mean? It's funny because the creator Lin Manuel Miranda, Puerto Rican, created this particular thing, and he said that he read this book regarding Alexander Hamilton, and immediately put in how this secretary of the treasurer, treasury secretary, embodied hip hop. And it was the weirdest thing,
Done. Hey, I love alternate reality, alternate history. So.
It's not alternate. That's the funny thing. He created this thing where, that's funny though. But yeah, he created this thing, and it basically tells the life of Alexander Hamilton, and I was blown away. And we've gotten to the point where my wife and I were looking at, we got to see it again. Whenever it comes back around, we got to see it again. And the tickets are not cheap, for the record, for this, particularly on Broadway. If you're in New York and you're on Broadway, you're paying a hefty premium to go watch this on Broadway. Wow. It came out originally in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2014, and blew up. It immediately, the reason it blew up is because it's telling the history of a real character, a real person, Alexander Hamilton, and his importance in how America came to be, and also putting together the fact that he was an immigrant who came. You know, he wasn't a native to America or one of the early people. He was an immigrant, and he was flawed. And also the play shows the flaws of everyone from George Washington to Thomas Jefferson. You know, it doesn't hide from the fact that these beloved forefathers of America, you know, were not perfect, you know, not even close. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they were being played by, and this is the most beautiful part, is that they were being played by minorities. Everyone on stage was a minority of some sort, be it Spanish, Black, West Indian, whatever the case may be. It was wonderfully done. You know what I mean? Because because one of the things is like, it's history, but it's making it relatable and understanding that, yes, regardless of who these real people were, they are what led to us now. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I'm saying all this. I'm kind of going on a tangent for no reason here, but to say that
you're a super fan, you love Hamilton.
Yeah,
hey,
Disney Plus.
What?
Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No. I said Disney Plus. I'm like, they're not bringing it, are they?
They are bringing it on July 3rd, exclusively to Disney Plus. The whole Hamilton play, essentially, which was recorded, like the stage play was recorded. It's not a film. It is a film. It's put together as a film, but it's actually the stage play itself with the original cast is being put together. Which honestly, when I look at it, when I think of the actual play itself, is like, I don't know how you can convert that to a film, because it's not done in a way that's film-like. You know what I mean? In one song, you are passing through years of life. You know what I mean? And that song is 4 minutes long. So it's like, how do you do that in a film? Unless it's animated, then that would make sense, because you can play around with animation. But if you're going to do that in real life, that's just going to be impossible. You know what I mean? So,
a green screen. No, I'm kidding.
I guess maybe, but if you do it on the play, then if you actually use the actual play, then it makes sense. You're actually watching the original product itself. They announced this a little while back, and it's funny, or rather interesting, that Disney Plus ended its free trials last week, so you cannot get a free trial of Disney Plus anymore. Just in time for their, I guess, main event. You know what I mean? Because they had nothing else. And honestly, as much as I've been making fun of Disney Plus because I don't watch it. I really don't. I don't. I have it because my wife's paid for it. You know, she's the one paying that one. And it's only $7, but she's the one paying that one.
You probably forgot already.
Yeah. Otherwise, I probably would have
Oh.
like, honey, do we need this? We don't need this shit. I know you like Moana. How about I just buy you the movie Moana? You'll be fine.
I know you would have saved so much money. You could have started that. I know because that's right. You wanted to watch The Mandalorian, so there you go.
Well,
Back when you cared about Star Wars.
Yeah, that was very, very early on, and I have not. I've watched. There's another show, The World According to Jeff Goldblum, which I mean I fucking love because I love Jeff Goldblum. I love Jeff Goldblum. I don't care who hears or what you think of that. I fucking love Jeff Goldblum, and seeing him on this shit is hilarious. Anyway, that's really the only other thing I've seen there. And now is this, and I am so looking forward to watching this again. And I still want to go to a theater at one point to rewatch it when COVID finally goes away. But yes, July 3rd, which I believe is Friday, a week from today, will be available on Disney Plus. And frankly, I might have to cancel the podcast. No, just kidding.
Sorry, we'll move it. We'll move it forward.
No, that's all right.
Nintendo is reportedly stepping away from mobile games. So I guess the big experiment is now over. Yeah, I guess so. Nintendo is reportedly retreating from the mobile gaming market and currently has no new mobile games in development. A Bloomberg report indicates that Nintendo has been underwhelmed by its mobile games' financial performance and is now preferring to concentrate on making its own Switch. Sorry, for making games for its own Switch console, following the huge success of games like Animal Crossing, which contributed to a 12-year high in its share price. Analyst Serkan Toto told Bloomberg that, quote, since the release of Mario Kart Tour in the fall of 2019, Nintendo's mobile pipeline is empty, end quote. The analyst added that the huge success of the Switch has reduced the need and the pressure to create mobile games successes at the company. Nintendo had previously said that it will now concentrate on its current mobile games such as Mario Kart Tour and Animal Crossing. The company's mobile development partner, DENA, has reportedly also said not to expect any new games until the end of the Japanese fiscal year, the 31st of March of 2021, implying that there is no Nintendo mobile games coming anytime soon. So we were all speculating or hoping at one point, oh yeah, what if Nintendo released, the Nintendo experiences on mobile platforms, on phones. Everybody has phones. Everybody's gonna love Nintendo title. They started with that Mitomo crap that nobody knew or cared.
I actually got and put money in. Don't ask me why.
Why? No, don't. No judgment. No judgment. At least you didn't spend $10 for Super Mario Walk or what? Oh, Super Mario Run. Super Mario Walk. I called it Super Mario Run. I also did, so no judgment there.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, like, I don't think this is working out. Actually,
I mean, I would go on record as saying that Super Mario Run was actually a well-made game. Was it $10 worth?
Yeah,
no, right, no. But it was still a well-designed and competent runner. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they kind of miss what made the mobile games particularly successful. It's usually they're free, and they offer free to play
gotta be
scenarios or low price. Like
I was gonna say.
Yeah. And I mean, I think they released a Fire Emblem game that was free to play but I'm not sure if that was balanced that way. Oh, very well. Anyway, the thing is, I mean, they were making money, but not what they expected, and they just decided like, hey, if we're making more money with our own console, then what the hell are we doing? We're wasting time with this
Mm-hmm.
mobile crap, you know? So that's out. And that it's all I have for news.
Awesome. All right, guys, stand by. We'll be right back with our hot topic.
Hot topic.
I'm still literally full. Like I'm still like, and I have 6 dumplings. Is what I. That's all that was in there. Is just. I don't know if you saw the picture, but it's just wrapped up in flour, and yeah, and steamed. I steamed it in a steamer, so it wasn't fried or anything like that. And then it's just pork and shrimp. Like it's chopped up pork and chopped up shrimp all mixed together into a paste. And when you taste it, it doesn't taste like anything but meat. Really, is what it tastes like. So. That's it.
Have you
still full?
Have you been drinking beer right now?
I am drinking beer, yes, sir.
Okay, so that could be that could also add to it.
Add to what? Being full?
Yeah.
No, I've always noticed that beer for me, the more I have of it, the more hungry I get, and I'm usually not actually hungry. It's just like I don't know. There's this weird thing where I'm getting hungry for no reason. I'm not actually hungry, but beer can make me hungry. I don't know why that is. Which is why I end up having like these late night snacks that I really shouldn't be fucking having. But yeah. Anyway.
That's funny.
I'm glad you find that humorous, sir.
Because beer usually does the complete opposite to me. It just makes me bloat is not the word, but maybe it is. You know, kind of like, oh man, I can't. Like if I'm drinking a lot of beer, I don't necessarily want to eat something unless it's something that goes along and that goes very well with beer. But what would that be?
Potatoes.
Nuts.
Anything
potatoes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down with. Oh, so Juderka has been making me this potato soups that I am freaking in love with. Unfortunately, I didn't take a picture of them because I should have, because these things were a work of art. They were Instagrammable. That's how good they were.
Oh, dude, what are you doing? Yo, you got to.
I know.
Oh, come on, you got to be posting shit like that.
I know. I ate it instead. Like what the fuck?
I know how just I don't know. That's
I should have.
So
you know what? I should have just. I know. I should have just thrown out a preserver, you know, and just have it, you know, just keep it. This is the best potato soup I've had. I've had it since 2020, the year of the pandemic. You guys remember that time?
I haven't had it since, but it has been preserved. Yeah, nice. Yeah, man, you gotta. That's what I do. Like I said, I take pictures of all the food that I make. I only post if Instagram is percentage. I was gonna say if I get to guess a percentage, I would say I post a good 60 to 70% of the stuff that I actually make. The rest of the stuff just sits in my phone, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it's one of those where I look at the picture, I'm going, I can't use this shot, or I end up with the food itself, and I'm going, it's good. But it's not worthy of
Dude,
Casa de Mar.
I got it. I mean? No, I got the perfect idea. Don't be recording this, okay? I don't want anybody to steal.
It's already recording, but go ahead.
So, well, edit it out later. So, we make a coffee table book about your pictures, your food pictures, and we sell it. This is another Martin, another cuisine. Oh no, Mad Dog cuisine, Gigi's cuisine. Something.
Actually, you say this, and I was actually at some point creating my own menu, so that if anybody ever came to my house, there would be a menu on my kitchen table, with all my favorites or my best,
Bravo!
you know,
That's
and it would be
excellent.
laminated and everything. You know what I mean? So you could just pick it up and go, "Oh, wait,
Dude,
this is," you know,
this
yeah.
needs to happen. This needs to happen.
And it
You
was
know,
so funny because I had it designed and everything, and like an old computer. I don't even know where that shit is now, bro.
oh my
And
God, no.
it
Let's
was
put this shit together. That sounds
the
awesome.
the design of the background was all like layered brick, so it looked like brick and everything, and then on top was the actual menu and everything. And
And on
I don't know
top,
what
very
happened.
nice bold letters, beautiful. Casa de Martin
I think
Bar
I
and Grill.
want to say that was the I want to say that was the name too. I can't remember now. I cannot remember, but I do know that I had started it, and I was like, and I was gonna go to like FedEx Kinkos and just get like the top of the line, whatever, you know, the best
That
the
sounds.
best whatever paper you can use, and then laminate it with the best lamination and everything. And it would be like 2 or 3 of them, you know what I mean? I just need 2 or 3 because they're not going anywhere. It's like not like I have a restaurant. It'll be sitting on my kitchen
Are you
table. You know
kidding?
what I mean?
That's a collector's item. I want one. You know what? We should do the Kickstarter for it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. You make it's. Hey, so the idea is still the coffee table book, but you throw in there the first the first reward tier. If we exceed the goal, you throw in the menus, and then you make it a
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
experience.
There you
Oh,
go.
dude,
I
I
think
am so fucking backing you. And then we'll just put it on GG and
yeah,
forget it.
I like it. I like it. I like it. That is good stuff. All right, guys.
There you go.
We are officially back, and it is time for the hot topic of the week.
Hot topic!
Yeah,
I
it
love that
is.
everything's official with us.
It is.
We need to
official.
certify it.
We
Yeah.
have to serve it. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say it's the what is it? Official the Nintendo seal of approval.
The GG seal of approval.
Seal of approval. Yeah. So yeah, it is a fireside chat, which we've already been chatting, but
Oh, wait a minute.
we're gonna get into a little bit here. As far
We need
as
fire. We need fire.
we do. We also need some cigars and a little
Hold
bit
on.
of cognac.
I'm turning my fire here. Let me see if I can get a fire going here. Don't worry, kids. I'm just lighting a
Go
candle.
burning shit down now, sir.
I'm not burning shit down. There we go. Ooh, this candles, man. I gotta. This is not a sponsored audio or anything like that. This is just something that I recently became a big fan of. Manly Indulgence candles.
Wow.
Just go check them out. They are really good. Yeah, I wanted you to, I wanted you to, like I was just, I wanted you to see them, to see if you like them. And unfortunately, fucking COVID through a monkey wrench through our podcast, and we can't do live podcasts. And I mean, we can't do podcasts together anymore.
Yeah.
But
for now.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
But I am getting. I did got my second order of candles, even though I haven't burned them all. I just saw that they had like a Father's Day special, of course, so I took advantage of it. Bought a couple more. This thing's amazing. They're so good.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do the same. I have to invest in this venture. What is the name again?
Dude.
Manly?
Manly Indulgence. Because they're mandals.
Oh,
You gotta
mandals.
Gotta mandal. Yeah.
Wow. That is hilarious. Mandals.
They have names like Vintage Oak, The Last Call, Woodland Escape, The Dark Forest, The 5 o'clock Shadow, The NFL.
I don't think I want to
Waters.
smell a 5 o'clock shadow. I don't think that's. I don't even think women want to smell that shit. I don't even know. I don't know what the hell that is.
If you read the description, this sounds exponentially worse. You read the description, and you're like, "What the hell? Like, what? This doesn't sound like a smell that I want to have." But it's not because it started describing like musk, and stuff like that. Like, I don't know.
Wow.
But the only reason I think I discovered that there was some YouTuber chick that had that was talking about them, talking about gifting to her boyfriend, and she loved them, this and that, and I seen it once, and then I saw another YouTuber gamer had it. And that's how it happens, you know. That's the product placement in YouTube fucking works. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So they have it there in the corner. It wasn't even the focus of it, but I recognized it because of the name. It's kind of particular. And I researched on it, and I like candles in general. You know, I like things that have good aromas, and I hate things that have bad aromas. Who would have thought? Uh, and I just, you know, I tried a couple, and dude, I freaking love them. They smell. They give this office a cabin feel, you know,
Wow.
and like in a good way, not in the cabin fever way. Oh, we want to get the fuck out of here.
That's funny.
And my last things, guys and gals, humans, wear your motherfucking masks. All right, there's
Oh
no
dear
if
Lord,
or
yes,
but.
please.
Just put them on or stay the fuck inside. Thank you. That has been a public service announcement
For reals.
for reals.
So the main draw of this particular topic, guys, is E3.
Uh-huh.
E3 technically happened earlier this month, or would have happened earlier this month.
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
Instead, kind of, sort of, maybe. Instead, what we have had since May, believe it or not, has been a trickle effect of different events and different information streaming out. I mean, as far as May, even May had well, first off, you had I'm just going to quickly recap the information
Mhm.
we've gotten so far. And I'm reading this off of Summer Games Fest, which is I guess, the events that, oh my God, Jeff Keighley, I almost forgot his name. Jeff Keighley has put together with a bunch of different game developers, publishers, and everything, in light of the fact that we are not going to be having an E3, which is funny because he was not going to be attending E3. So part of me wonders how much of this would have happened anyway if there was no, even if there was no COVID. But anyway, so quick recap. In May, we had the reveal of the Unreal Engine 5, which showed off some gameplay of a game that we're probably never going to get anyway. The Valorant update and release date for PC. League of Legends Wild Rift. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was announced, and of course the Ghost of Tsushima big reveal of gameplay and a lot of the elements that they had. That was all in May.
That's true. That's true. I keep
And that's
forgetting
all.
if fucking Ghost of Tsushima is like right there around the corner, bro.
It is.
That's
It is
crazy.
right, yeah,
We're just
July
having that to
17th.
us. Sony, what are you doing to us? Thank
Sony
you.
is firing. It's firing all cylinders, man. And then in June, a bunch of little things here and there. First off, of course, we got the reveal of the PlayStation 5 games. And of course, on top of that, we actually got the console reveal. We got the Destiny 2 updates and everything, their plans going forward. The Guerrilla Collective.
I like it.
Of course, yeah. Guerrilla Collective had a bunch of different games, usually a lot of indie titles that they showed off, which are great. For me personally, I love freaking indie games. They're to me, are unfiltered. They just come through exactly the way they need to, because there's no publisher saying, hey, we need to make this a first person shooter because that'll get to a bigger market and blah 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 blah. All that shit is out the window. I definitely recommend, if you like indie games, check out the Guerrilla Collective. PC Gaming Show actually happened on June 13th. One of the shows that, unfairly I make fun of. So I will admit I make fun of the show, whatever. But realistically, they do show off some good stuff. And so they did have that on June 13th. Future Games Show was another one that came from Games Radar. And of course, Upload VR Showcase, which for those who are into VR. And then more recently, EA Play revealed a lot of information from Star Wars and a lot of other stuff. So these are, let me see, if I were to count all these down here, we got that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different moments that occurred that probably not probably, would not have, realistically, would not have had the same amount of space or moment to breathe and really sink in a regular E3. Here, each moment was received. We were able to talk about it. We were able to reflect on it. We were able to, give our likes, our dislikes, whatever the case may be, and then move on to the next thing. And E3 never gave us that, or gave them that, really, right? Because it's them, right? This is their moment to put their product in front of everybody, and they have 5 minutes. Here you go. This is your 5-minute moment. You know what I mean?
They have 5 minutes, but they have all eyes on them. So I will argue, even though not strongly, because I honestly believe that, for better or worse, this format is the most efficient one for the companies to show their games. But there was also something arguably good about having those 5 minutes, but those 5 minutes that were just concentrated on you, and it was either make it or break it. You didn't have a second. You didn't have a second chance. This was your impression. Some
of them blew that moment, right? Maybe how many times did we see somebody on stage and go, "Ooh, this person either is too nervous or really too stiff or whatever they." That's all you focus on.
That game didn't show very well.
yeah, that too. Yeah. It's like, oh man, they glitched out of the wrong part for you, didn't it? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so I hear you.
I remember the one of the huge spoiler that was unveiled at the unveiling of the original Assassin's Creed. When the guy was playing a live, pretty much a live version of it, and he dies, and of course the game over screen comes in looking all futuristic, and people were like, wait, what the fuck? Like, I thought this was like in old Jerusalem. Why are we seeing like octagons and stuff like that? And that must have hurt. That must have like pretty much ruined a really good part of. Maybe not, because when you start that game, you start in the future, but that would have still been a nice surprise,
Yeah, a surprise later on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can agree.
But yeah, the format of E3 now, I do believe that, for better or worse, it seems to work, or does it? Because we haven't seen. I mean, this is the first time that we don't have an E3 at all. And during a major time period, also, when you consider that this would have been the most exciting E3, considering the new consoles, exactly. Even though Sony had already like kind of poop on their parade. I was gonna say that's not a saying. They now I can't say the right saying. Anyway, disappointed us a little bit, and definitely not pooping on anybody's parade. Sony was disappointing us a little bit when they said, "Oh no, we're not gonna be at E3. We're not gonna have an E3 press conference already." And we were already concerned because a lot of other companies were pulling out of E3. So,
but I would argue we still got what they wanted us to get, right? I mean, the PlayStation 5 reveal event. We got to see a lot of new games that they're looking.
We did. We did. Not in the same format.
No, and it probably would have been very different, if it was, on E3. But I think I don't know. That's the problem. Hopefully, but you don't know. I mean, sometimes things pass so quickly, or even worse. I mean, by the time you get to be fair, I think that one of the reasons why Microsoft moved off of the Monday and decided to go on Sunday is because their message and their what they were trying to sell to you got lost every year, at least in the last few years, because Sony had the last word every Monday night on that E3, right? Because E3 would happen, they would have the very first thing. So you have Microsoft coming early, then you would have that followed up by EA sometimes, and then you'd have it followed by Ubisoft. Then you'll have some random shit in between, maybe some, I don't know, some kind of funny shit or who knows what it was. And then suddenly, 9 o'clock at night, everybody's prepped and primed and ready to go. And because Sony's here, and then Sony would end the night, and the next day, that's what people were talking about. It was like, man, can you believe, what I'm saying? They had the last word on the day. And that's why they moved off of the Monday slot, until a Sunday. They're like, no, we want our thing to be out there for a while before anybody else says anything else, and so they had all of Sunday. They would come in Sunday morning and or Sunday early, and all of Sunday, even with Bethesda and even everything else, didn't matter because they owned Sunday and all of Monday up until Monday night, because Sony at that point would talk about whatever they're talking about. And now if it was good enough, then we were talking about that going forward. But Microsoft had its moment to have that information go out and have it sink in and have people get excited about it. Something that they didn't have before that. So I can't blame them for moving off of it. And then when you look at the way things are now, it's the same thing, but not just for the big, console manufacturers. It's for everybody. I don't know if you saw anything from the Cyberpunk 2077, which, by the way, I didn't even list. I completely forgot. So I said, what did I say? 7. I said 12. Make that 13, because yesterday, the 25th, had the Cyberpunk 2077 blowout.
Yes, we did.
I watched all of it, and I was just enthralled. And this was a moment not for a console manufacturer, not for a publisher, but just for a game. It's it's going to be all about Cyberpunk 2077 today,
Yeah.
And people who tune in are going to be the ones who are interested. So you don't have to worry about you as the viewer don't have to come in and go, oh, they're talking about freaking, the this game that I don't care about and this whatever. Move on to the next thing. Come on, what's the next thing? They're talking about sports. I don't care about that, because you're coming to the event going, it's all about the game I want. So every little bit of information is tailored for that. And I think, I hate to say it, but I kind of think it works, because looking back at the stuff that happened before, I know that Tony Hawk was mentioned. Don't care. Not for me. Never tuned in. You know what I mean? So, but people who are interested, they did. You know what I mean? So it's still.
Wait, the release? The remake, you mean?
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater something that they were mentioning here. Hold on. Let me see.
The remaster. No. Why don't it will have to have been the remaster. That was announced. Yeah,
maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
You didn't care for it?
I'm not. Yeah, I was never a Tony Hawk guy. It was never something I played.
Those games were insanely fun.
I'm not doubting
what it will be.
Yeah, and I'm not downing it at all. But it wasn't for me. That said, everybody who did tune in knew what they were getting and got what they wanted. You know what I mean? And you were there for all that information. So that's what I think differs. And obviously, should we have an event that lasts 4 months long, like the Summer Games Fest? I don't know. I'm not saying that that's the case.
I don't know if it needs to be like that, but at the same time, I kind of enjoyed the big spectacle, because it always felt like a celebration of gaming in general. It was a moment where you will have, you said it right. You will have time slot. You have maybe 5 minutes on the stage. But man, some of those 5 minutes felt amazing, and then throughout the day.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I said they did, but they would be immediately overshadowed by the next thing. You know what I mean? So before you know,
if it was something, I mean, I'm pretty sure a reveal there will be the games that, yes, there will be the other games that will come out that immediately, you know, make you, not make you forget about the thing that you like, but that will take center stage. Let's say the time that they announced Final Fantasy VII, remake, we didn't forget about everything
I
else that
know.
came out that was shown before.
Frankly,
Yes, it was the main thing,
I don't
but
even remember anything other than that for that E3.
well, I mean, neither do I, but not for the same reason,
Hmm. Hmm.
because I do remember it not being, I mean, being excited about it, yes, but not being the only thing that I was excited about. Obviously other stuff looked amazing, and I don't know, the idea of, I'll give you an example. During E3 week, I would have eaten up the information of Cyberpunk. Shit, they just had a reveal of the PC version with ray tracing,
Yeah, yeah,
and
that
how
was all the same thing. Yeah.
ridiculous that it was gonna look and all that. And I haven't bothered to watch any of that because not having it on the context of that E3, it, for some reason, even if it doesn't make any sense, it makes it feel like, well, that's just more talk about the game, and that's okay. I can wait. Whereas if it would have been on the center stage of E3, I would have been like, holy shit, that's Keanu Reeves. That's fucking Keanu Reeves. Oh crap. you know
I
and
believe that actually happened already. Yes.
that's what I'm saying, and how excited it was, to see him
I mean, for
on
sure. Yeah,
stage.
he
you
was,
know
he was the highlight of that particular
yeah,
reveal,
yeah.
for sure.
So do we need E3? Well, I guess we could answer that at the end, but anyway,
I
do
mean,
we
you can
need
throw it out
E3?
there. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Probably not. But it will be a shame to lose it to this new format, because this new format, it doesn't feel like anything special. It just feels like something that could happen any and every day. It's almost like, I don't know. I don't even have a good analogy for it. I was gonna say it's almost as if, instead of us reuniting to celebrate your birthday, and taking you out to watch Hamilton or something like that,
mm.
we just decided to, we'll take you to the movies a couple months here and there. you know,
For the record,
that's a terrible
I would
analogy,
be
but
elated with either of those options. But
I know, you'll be
yeah,
more excited about E3.
I would probably, yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It was a celebration of of it was a celebration, and was also a coming together of all the, the different facets of the gaming industry, where you had your indies, you had your your big developers, your small developers, your big publishers, small publishers. You had your big, obviously you had your gaming console manufacturers. Everybody came
You
together.
had the game media, on their
Yeah,
so-called war rooms,
yeah.
everywhere, like just reporting, and you have the
I
commentary.
guarantee you, this right here works way better for them. I'm pretty sure that they're all very appreciative of this shit, because obviously the big issue with E3 is, and things, I think that's the main issue, is that things can slip through the cracks.
Mhm.
Things slip through the cracks at E3 all the time. You know what I mean? I mean, there were so many things that we saw and whatever, and we forgot about. And it wasn't until maybe a couple E3s after where you go, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that shit, man. What happened to that game?" Well, it is, and it's because you could have been following up on it this entire time, but it was just mentioned for a quick moment, and it got overtaken by something else.
Yeah,
So I get you. I get you, because yeah, it was definitely. I mean, E3 has always been something that I have been looking forward to. So it is for sure not something I'm easily saying I'm done with. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because I feel that it's important, but I think the times have changed. Things have gotten way more online, way more digital,
yeah.
and the cost behind it, and not that I'm spending a penny on any of this shit, because I'm not, obviously, but I get it. The cost of doing all these events and all that. And I'm not saying they can't still do E3, because remember, E3 really is more the show floor that happens in 3 days, not the announcement that happened before that.
Yeah.
So that's really more important to them, so that the media can see all that stuff, but also the retailers can all go in and take a look and see because that's what E3 has always been about. You know what I mean? It's about, hey, this is our next game. This is the game we want you guys to buy into and stock and help us move. But realistically, that's moving away too, right? Because we're moving away from physical media. So maybe we don't really need you to stock it anymore. You know what I mean? Because people are buying. We're at the point now where 60% of games are bought digitally. You know what I mean? And every year that number keeps moving up. And now you have consoles that are coming out that are going to be just digital. It's just like, I mean, at that point you're really buying into this diskless future. So maybe maybe just like this and physical media, E3 kind of has to go that way as well.
A digital E3. Yeah, I feel like I there was a point, and I feel like this has been mentioned before. Early in, I want to say 2009, 2010. I could be off by a couple of years, but it was around that era where companies were realizing, well, E3 is just too big and unwieldy, and booth babes, and these things are costing us money, and we're gonna have to just step it down. And they tried to, and they failed miserably because it wasn't the same feel, and they realized that, and then they had their comeback and resurgence. But this time we're gonna do it right. No booth babes, which I think is when they completely fucked it up. Well, but that aside, it's they brought it back, and you saw the celebrity aspect of it, of everything. Like Jeff Keighley was on board. He was E3. He made flesh, you know, and now he doesn't even want to be part of it because I guess he realizes that the writing's on the wall for it, and it's a shame because I'm step in my old ways. I honestly would not want to lose that. Although I've realized that more and more that instead of being excited for a whole week, which is really 4 days, of E3 or 5 days, depending on how you want to count it, um, I'm more interested about the press conferences and then the show floor stuff. I'm like, when I'm not there, I'll just I'll just get those announcements digitally.
Yeah.
But the
Definitely not
event,
sexy, that's for sure.
huh?
I said that receiving it digitally is just not sexy. It's not
No,
the same
yeah,
anymore.
yeah, no, no. I mean, granted, yeah, we're still getting the press conference digitally, but you know what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
that is the essence of E3. Those press conferences, because again, that's where all these companies are competing against each other to have like the best showing possible. And there was something exciting about about that. Yeah, there was something of a opening for a convention, that was excited about it. But maybe they realized that just it three is not what it used to be, what it needed to be before, which was the people, the event for the industry insiders only, to congregate and, I don't know, share their business cards in the early times of the
Yeah.
when E3 was early. Um, and make their business and all that. Kind of like a convention for everything. Kind of like, yeah, a convention for anything that is not a con. I feel like everything that is a con now versus a convention, even though it's supposed to mean the same thing, but it's really not. I feel like a convention is usually a private gathering. A con is like, well, the public's invited and it's just a celebration, and just let's just make it a party. MegaCon, Comic Con, all those cons. uh and that's what we have now.
Yeah, yeah. Everything is a con. There's a con, and there is a con for everything.
There is a con for everything.
There's
Yep.
a con for everything. It's funny. There's a con for Monopoly.
Yes, there
Yeah,
is.
it's like, man, you see, there's these like professional Monopoly players. It's like, whoa, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I
How do
thought
you
Monopoly was just
professionally play Monopoly? Like, what are you good at? Finances? Because I,
I
I thought the whole
guess
point of Monopoly is it's not skill, but it's luck.
no, evidently that's not the case. It's not
Wow.
skill. It's not it is skill. It's not luck. It's. I remember. I was watching this Vice video. I think it was Vice or Vox, one of the two. And it was about that. It was about professional Monopoly players, and it was just
Professional
like,
Monopoly.
yeah, these guys. And I honestly, I took down. I remember writing. I think I wrote down some tips. And I was like, man, these guys are serious. The next time I play Monopoly, man, I'm coming in there with some serious, some
You're bringing
skill
your
now.
esport. You're bringing your esport to Monopoly.
Yeah, for real. Because
Uh,
what's the biggest complaint in Monopoly? The biggest complaint in Monopoly. What's the biggest? Well, you answer. What is the biggest complaint in Monopoly?
the biggest complaint in Monopoly
Yeah, playing
that
Monopoly.
it's fucking long.
Yeah, yes, that's what it is. It takes too long to fucking win.
Yeah.
Well, according to these guys, it's like, if it takes too long, it's because you're not being aggressive enough. And I was like,
Oh,
whoa, okay, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? And
oh
so,
shit.
yeah, yeah. If I find the video again, because it's in my history somewhere, I'll share it with you. I mean, I'll share it with the freaking group, because it's like, it's fascinating. It's like, man, I never knew that it was this that type of level. Anyway, I went off a little bit tangent there, but yeah, I think we kind of both, realistically, we kind of sit on two ends of the spectrum. I think I am okay with, E3 fading into
say
the
it.
sunset.
Say what it is. I'm killing E3. I'm
No, no,
murdering
no, fading into the
E3.
sunset. It had its thing. It's been there for 25 years or something. It's been there for a
It's been
while.
an institution. Yeah.
It's been an institution, but realistically, the world has changed. Gaming has changed. You know what I mean? The gaming industry has changed. The gaming models have changed. You know what I mean? All that's changing. So yeah. So can the delivery of information. And so
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
on
just
the
think.
I'm on the end where I think I am okay with it moving on,
Mm.
to greener pastures, and I think you're more on the end where, like, no, not yet.
I don't I don't want E3 to end, and just thinking of how, honestly, exciting, yes, but ultimately anticlimactic. This next gen console reveals ended up being, which is to say, no, yeah, it's obviously we're all excited about next gen consoles, but just thinking about the previous reveals, during that E3 show floor, and everybody, the way that the word was carried was something special, But you're right. At the end of the day, it got the coverage, the same type of coverage that it would have had if it would have been on the show floor. It is more efficient for the company to deliver the message like this, and maybe E3 could shift focus and instead of being the the show with the big, expensive and lavish conferences, it could just be the show where people just go into the to the demo things to play the games that are being, that are coming out. I don't know, just make it a, I was gonna say make it a penny arcade, but why would I mean, sorry, what is it called, a PAX.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's be real. We already have packs. We
Yeah,
don't need
exactly.
something
You
else to
don't need
take its place.
that.
And if you make it a Gamescom, well, Gamescom is just a bigger E3.
Well, Gamescom's
So
still happening, believe it or not. Summer Games Fest has some October dates for Gamescom. Let me take a look at it real quick here. August, excuse me. August 27th, Gamescom 2020 opening night. Opening night. Whoa. Opening night live. That's on the 27th. On the 28th, Gamescom's 2020 Daily Show. 29th, Gamescom's 2020 Daily Show, and plus Awesome Indies, and then the 30th, Gamescom 2020 Best of Show. So it is
okay.
all freaking online, guys.
So
That
they
is
have their E3.
so they're not going anywhere. For the record, they just said we're going all digital at this point. So who
Well,
knows?
it's
Maybe that's
good.
E3. Yeah, maybe E3 next year goes, guys. We don't need to do this. Let's just do. I don't
I feel
know.
like I feel like this pandemic is definitely gonna shift a lot of views on things that we thought we needed to have big crowds and crazy showing, and kind of like festival levels of things, and ends up being like, oh, we can just show this digital and save a fuck ton of money.
I mean, think about it for a second. Let's say those demos that they're showing on the game floor suddenly just become available digital. They're demos.
Dude, that'd be
They're early.
awesome.
They're early. Whatever. Hey,
Yes.
today watching the whatever, you'll be able to. Here's the code if you're watching, right? Because that's important. You gotta have the code.
Yeah.
Here's the
Even
code if
if
you're
it's
watching
limited.
the event. Here you go. You'll be able to play the demo today.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be available the next 3 days or something like that for you to play. And then
Yeah.
it's
And it's not, I get it that there is bandwidth costs involved and all that, but it'll be a fraction of what having a show floor would be for
absolutely,
just a few people instead of
yeah.
just sharing it
In
to the
LA,
world.
hello, LA is not cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
So,
Oh.
so yeah, I think that would be a smart play on their end. So who knows if that'd actually be pretty great. I mean, you think about it. Not everything has
Yeah.
to have a demo for the record, but you can have,
Yeah.
if you have a showcase of 20 games, 3 of them have demos. Oh man, there's a
I
demo for
I
that. That could be good.
I still I still that a good compromise. I still would like it to be a special week, or something like that. Just a week that we're getting like
Oh, we can
bombarded
get
with all this
PTO. I hear you.
information, because I feel like the way that things have been, like, dude, the freaking PC game show happened, and like I completely missed on it.
Not me.
It was like
That's
two
because
weeks.
see, I think there's user error there, my friend. I told you guys
I
this back
I
in
wouldn't have
May.
missed it if I would have known
Back
exactly the
in
day
May,
of
I
E3.
said, "Hey, Summer Games Fest has an site. Go to the." I went on there, and you can tie that schedule to your phone, which I have tied to my phone, which why it gives me an alert saying, "Hey, this is coming up," and I'm like, "Oh, we'll watch it." And I sat there and watched the PC gaming show. Not, and I'm not the one. And they're not even talking to me. Just like I'm not even. I'm just here because I'm just. I'm one of those guys. Like
I just
I'm here because my friend is here. you know?
I said your friend completely dished you, and now
He
you're
did.
just there.
Yeah, he was here. He just ditched me, and so I guess I have to sit here and watch whatever you have to show. So that's exactly what ended up happening. So I watched all of it. So it's there. You just got to be able to do it. You just got to be clearly you're just wasn't that into the PC gaming show, which I
No,
understand.
honestly, I completely no. Honestly, I completely like. I mean, look at freaking Cyberpunk presentation. I just saw a little bit of the gameplay, and I was like, I'm good, fam. Okay,
Oh no, I was all into it. No, I watched everything of it. I was like, I'm in. It's just this is fine. That's what I want to see. Because the game's not coming until November. So anything you show me here, it's not like it's coming out next week. It was coming out next
right.
week or in a month. Nope, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was originally coming out in September, which it technically is 3 months away, and then on top of
Yeah.
that, it got moved to November. So it's like anything you're showing me now, yes, it's awesome. It's still going to feel awesome in 5 months from now because it's still a ways away. You know what I mean? So no, I watched it all, and yes, I won that game. And let me tell you, I don't know how I'm going to play it because clearly that's not going to be a small game. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I got to clear a
I don't know.
calendar. I don't know. I'm gonna take
Well, that's
like
I mean,
a
and then
month
next
off.
gen consoles. Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, for
For
sure.
reals.
For really reals, yo. Sir, any final thoughts on the future of E3? Other than the fact that
E
you're desperately trying to save it. I hear you.
E3, you can't die. Don't leave me like this, E3. Oh man. No, honestly, I don't think. Okay, so it's difficult, and I honestly, I this is the first before all we have been. I feel like we have been hearing the doom and gloom of do we need E3 since like ages. I think I read a report in 2013 asking the same question, and I always answer with yes. Don't be dumb. Yes, it's not going anywhere. Come on, don't be ridiculous. We already tried to get rid of it and we couldn't. Oh, not rid of it, but s- sort of in a way because it was being changed into what it ended up being 1 year and it felt pretty bad. Uh, but I guess with the way things are, nowadays, and not just the pandemic showing us the things that we can now just do virtually, but also demonstrating the companies how much money they can be saving, and oh, maybe it's like they're forced to go digital this time, and they're realizing like, oh, this isn't so bad. Actually, this is kind of good.
Uh-huh.
This is the first time that I'm very concerned, very very concerned about
About the
the
future.
possibility of a E3 next. Yeah, we might as well. We could almost think of it as what the hell's gonna happen next year. Because yeah, Microsoft was at this E3 and they were like backing up, but they're already seeing Sony, they're already seeing all the other companies that have backed out. You can believe that they're not gonna be just the sole people there. At some point they're gonna be like, well, I guess if nobody's coming to the party, then what's the point?
What's the point of going? Yeah.
Or they, they'll have the event, for sure, but again, it'll just be that, and I don't need to be on the show floor because nobody's going to the show floor. So yeah, this I will hate to lose the E3 of your, but in the name of progress, uh, I can see I can see it just going away. And hey, we did not have a fucking E3 this time, and it was almost like unprecedented. We didn't, we came up with something which they ended up calling the summer of games or whatnot, and it's working fine. It's working
It
fine.
is.
So
It is. And I agree. I agree I mean, honestly, if you were to ask me right now, hey, next year do you want an E3? Yes, I want an E3. You know what I mean? But yeah, when you look at it all, it's like, well, I'm still
do we
getting the
need it
information
though?
I want. And
Yeah, yeah.
it's spreading out. You know what I mean? So I have not every week, but say every other week, I have something new to
Mhm.
enjoy, to celebrate, and to look into, getting all the juicy
Yeah.
details. And yeah, you're absolutely right. That the fact is that the pandemic is you said it all the time. Oh, we try to do away with E3 and it never happened. Well, a pandemic forced it to happen, and then suddenly guess what? Information is still rolling out to the fans, and they're still enjoying it, and they're still getting the feedback that they need. And suddenly you go, well, I guess maybe we don't. You know what I mean? It's one of those things
they
where,
were right.
yeah. It's like, it's one of those things where it's not until you get painted into a corner where you realize, well, I guess we really don't need it. You know what I mean? Maybe we don't need to spend all this money on it. So
maybe this is the first time that I could say that before I would say, yes, we need it and I want it. This time I want it, but we probably don't need it.
Yeah.
You know.
Agree. Perfectly
man, I told you this podcast was gonna fucking suck. We just killed E3. We just killed E3.
I mean, yes, because it was all on our shoulders. I mean,
might as well have been the way we were talking about it. You know, I feel like we should end with a moment of silence and maybe taps playing in the background. You know, instead of the ding.
I mean,
that's a moment to remember E3.
We may have to make that happen. Yeah,
that is brutal.
Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in for an awesome episode 218 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast. As always, please go to goodgame.rocks, join the conversation there, and please like, subscribe, and share podcasts with everyone. This is Mad Dog signing off this week saying, guys, the pandemic is not over, regardless of what Florida thinks. Please continue to wear your masks. You are not jeopardizing, anything with wearing a mask. And please continue to exercise social distancing. It's not over. And obviously, we want everybody to be safe. We want to remain safe ourselves. Take those precautions, man. It doesn't cost anything. You know what I mean? Wash your hands, keep your distance, wear a mask. All you got to do. And be smart. Florida, I don't know if you know, but Florida closed their bars. I mean, they just said, fuck this, we're closing all the bars. I'm like, where was that 2 months ago, motherfucker? But so bars have been closed because clearly the epidemic has spread mostly through, I think, age 25, 35 years old. What do you think they're doing? They're going out and averaging.
Yeah.
So
anything that involves a social, gathering of people, it's like this shit is not over. Really bad. It's not good. So
be safe, and we'll see you next week. Mr. Santos, take us home.
All right. Well, I also have to close on a somber note because I thought I was gonna be surprised at some point during the show and Chaos Reaper was gonna just start talking and I was gonna be like, hey, there's Chaos, holy shit, you got me again. But I guess he's really not with us.
No, not this week, unfortunately.
No. Yeah. Let's take a moment of silence for Chaos Reaper, who is working. And hopefully we'll
and he's being safe and social distancing.
We'll see you at the crossroads, brother. I'll see you at the crossroads.
Wow. We're definitely somber.
See you at the crossroads.
Oh my god! All right, guys, we will see you at the crossroads next week.
JJ! Best ending ever.